Hey there, Wargamers! I'm Luca from MiniWarGaming, and in today's Age of Sigmar game, I'll be playing Soulblight.
This is Matthew, and I'll be playing Greywater Fastest from Cities of Sigmar, Dwarves and Humans.
We'll be playing the Shifting Objectives Battle Plan out of the General's Handbook 2020.
After you watch this game, I'm going to play some Lumineth Realm Lords in the MiniWarGaming Vault against a Luca and a Soulblight. Follow the link in the description below to watch that battle report.
We play and call it work. MiniWarGaming's Age of Sigmar Battle Report.
For my list today, I'm at 1980 points of Soulblight. I do get a triumph. We'll figure that out later, though. I am continuing my path of Soulblight. Why, you ask? Because I really want my book. So we're just gonna keep playing this Legions of Nagash Soulblight until Games Workshop throws out the actual.
But hold on. Here's
Soulblight.
here's the problem with your idea here, Luca.
What?
If you show how cool they are, then Games Workshop will be like, oh, see,
we-
they're already fine. You don't need a new book.
I gotta imagine the book's already written at source. It's already pretty much mostly done. This is like all here. I have zero proof about this, by the way. It's just my imagination taking over. I've seen hints there, some releases and underworlds. It's coming. And today we're just gonna be playing the old Soulblight. We're playing Blood Dragons. We're gonna choose that bloodline. That's my favorite one. Plus everything I already have, like everything else I have, has fly. So for me, there's two choices. There's reroll hit rolls of 1 when you charge, or +2 movement and fly. Everything's already got fly, everything's already pretty fast. I feel like rerolling hit rolls of 1. And Blood Dragons were always my favorite bloodline from 6th edition fantasy, so might as well go with what I like. I am changing up my list from last time, though. I would like to say quite a bit. I'm incorporating Neferata in today's game, as opposed to the Coven Throne. I was trying to remember what I took out. She's not the general, though, because I obviously want a command trait. We are going to have the Vampire Lord atop the Zombie Dragon lead today's forces. He is going to have the Misty form command trait, which will allow him to fall back and charge in this game. He's also going to be, he's got his chalice, he's got his shield, he's got his death lance. He's also going to have the army artifact of power. I would love to bring more of these, but I don't have any access to battalions of Soulblight, so...
Hint, hint, Games Workshop.
Right.
Hint, hint.
We are going to go with the SACCHARINE Goblet. It's something he can drink before he fights, and he gets +1 to hit and wound himself, obviously, with his lance. But if he fails to do any damage, cause any wounds, he will then suffer D3 mortal wounds. That has yet to happen for me, thankfully, so hopefully that pattern continues. I like that artifact, I'm a big fan of it. Plus he's got a chalice on his belt too, so that there could be the SACCHARINE Goblet. He's going to know the Vile Transference spell from the Lore of the Vampires. For the rest of the heroes in my list, we are going to have a Vampire Lord on a Nightmare down here. He's going to know the Amaranthine Orb spell. That's pretty much it for him, nothing too fancy. But on to Neferata. Why we're bringing her is, well, she's Soulblight. So is Manfred, but I decided to go with her because you probably haven't seen her in a battle report in a long time. And she does have a cool spell, Mist Form. You choose something, they essentially get the Ethereal save, which is a save that cannot be modified up or down and gives them fly. Now, the Vampire Lord on the Zombie Dragon comes with a 3-up save built in. Or the Blood Knights have a 4-up save. There's uses for it. It's got good range, easy to cast. She's okay in combat, but I would not trust her in there too much at all. And you know what I just recently realized? She actually rides side saddle, which I think is super cool. I don't know why. I've always liked the idea of side saddle.
It's very ladylike from medieval times.
It is very much that. Even though she's not wearing a skirt or anything, like she doesn't need to, but she just, I guess, she just likes the style, so she's going with it. And for her spell, she's gonna have Spirit Gale. Yeah, Spirit Gale. I had a hard time deciding that. One thing I actually found out, because of Soulblight, funny fact, they're only allowed to take from the lore of vampires. Even though she's a Death Lord, she cannot take from the Death Mage's lore because she's being incorporated in a Soulblight list. So fun restrictions. For the rest of my army, though, we do have BATTLELINE. We actually have 4 BATTLELINE choices. 2 Blood Dragons. Blood Dragons, I keep calling Blood Dragons. They are Blood Knights. My lineage is Blood Dragon. 2 units of 5 of them with their lances. They don't have the swords, even though it doesn't really matter because they have the same result. They're the same profile. And we have 2 units of Vargeist, 2 units of 3. To fill out the rest of the list, we don't have a command point. I kind of wish I had a command point. It was either incorporate a 3rd unit of Bat Swarms or a command point. And it just kind of irked me. This one was a hard decision. I decided to go with the 3rd unit of Bat Swarms. We have 3 units of 2. They're just other. They're not battle line, anything fancy like that. They do reduce the effectiveness of shooting by 1 though in a 12-inch aura, which will in this game be useful. Which I warned Matthew about, by the way, when he was making his list. I'm like, I got bat storms. They reduce the shooting by 1. He's like, I don't care, whatever. That's fine. That's fine. And we have Fellbats to round out the points. Why do I have Fellbats? Well, they're old and they're ugly. That's one thing. They're beautiful in their own way, but they're good at screening as well. So they can kind of ride ahead of my Blood Knights. They're fast, they get around, they can get backline objectives, they can get to shooting units and artillery. There are uses for them. So they are in my list because of that. That is it for Soulblight. Let's go take a look at the Cities of Sigmar Greywater Fastness.
On this side, we have my Cities of Sigmar army. Now, when Luke had told me he was bringing Soulblight, I knew that they are not the super top tier lists. Like, they're not going to be as hard to beat as Bone Reapers or some of the other death stuff that he does. Not that I don't want to respect them. I know there's a lot of hard-hitting things in there. It's just not the same tier. So that got me excited because that means I could go to the shelves and find something that I don't normally do. And what my eyes fell upon, and then I just heard a behind me, was all the dwarves and artillery and steam tanks and stuff. And so this is Greywater Fastness, the city Greywater Fastness. Now the city has a few things. First off, it gives any rune lords an extra prayer to chant where they can basically buff a war machine, I think it's buff a war machine? Whatever it is, I'll take a look at that in a second. Also, I'm allowed technically to bring 5 artillery as long as it's, the 5th one is an Ironweld Arsenal war machine, but I only have 4 here because I don't even have more than 2, and we're already proxying as it is. And then lastly, I have access to unique command traits and all that, which we'll get to. So we actually have our leaders all filled out, all 6 of them. The general is going to be the little rune lord, because the Warden King that you see there, he's not the general, he's just here to evaluate. That's what I always say when it's not an obvious general. The reason I want him to be the general is because I can get him the Drill Master command trait, which is a 12-inch aura of reroll 1s to hit, so for shooting. And so having the Warden King with that out front, because his job is going to be to run up with the hammers, would be a bit of a waste. And then beside him we have the Warden King, who I gave the STEAM-PISTON plate mail. So if you hear a whoop, 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 whoop as he walks up, that's because he has that. It gives him +1 to save and +1 to move as long as he's not mounted, which he is not, despite the model. Obviously, this is not the model for the Warden King. What model is this, Luca?
Oh, geez, this is a Thane atop a, shield bearers. It's been a while. It's a dwarf lord with shield bearers.
We have a bunch of old dwarf stuff on circular bases that are now no longer legal because they all got legend. And so I like to just kind of pull them out and use them as counts as some new dispossessed stuff. So yeah, the Warden King's going to be there. He's going to be running up with the hammers. Behind him, we have a cogsmith. Just pretend he's a cogsmith. He's a cogsmith, all right?
This actually might be a Dwarven engineer. I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah, he's probably an engineer, but not a cogsmith.
Oh, it's not the new cogsmith model.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, come on. But he's got his bracer of pistols. And the reason I'm bringing him is because I'm bringing a War Scroll Battalion with the 2 artillery behind. Both of those are going to count as Hellblaster volley guns. The one on the right actually is a Hellblaster volley gun. And this is the Greywater artillery battery. Essentially in the first battle round, those 2 artillery can fire twice if they are within 3 inches of that cogsmith and not within 3 inches of any enemies. So if the opponent goes first and manages to fly up next to them, well, you're probably dead anyways, because they're going to be bubble wrapped with lots of all sorts of buffing stuff. Yeah, so those are my Hellblaster volley guns. Now, to the right of that, out front, we've got 2 big steam tanks with commanders. That's right, they both are with commanders. Probably would have had one of them not with a commander, but I just couldn't say that one of them wasn't with a commander because they clearly both have commanders on top. Even though it would save you 50 points and maybe allow me to do something else, I just had to do it. And it's a little bit of a benefit to have a commander on top. The one on the left is going to have the MASTRO VIVETTI'S magnificent macroscope, which gives me an extra command point at the beginning of the game. It also gives him +1 to hit for all of his weapons, shooting weapons, which of course will be good for him. Behind him, we have our attaché of the Stormcast Eternals. I can bring 1 Stormcast Eternal unit for every 4 total units. There's 13 total units, so I can have actually up to 3, which I have. And we have the Lord Ordinator, because he gives all Order war machines +1 to hit that are close by. That actually affects the steam tanks and everything else, although he probably won't stick with the steam tanks. And then behind him, we have 2 CELESTAR Ballistas. I would have rather they be 2 more Hellblaster volley guns, even though the CELESTAR Ballistas are probably better, but just because of the theme, and also because of that War Scroll Battalion could actually have 2 to 4 of the Ironweld Arsenal stuff, so they could have 4 of them firing twice in the first battle round, which would be kind of cool. but they'd all have to be grouped around the Rune Lord, but that's fine. So we're bringing them as reinforcements just to fit with the theme. And then for our battle line, all the way to the left, we've got 3 units of dispossessed Dwarven. Out front, we got 2 grumpy Longbeard squads. They are going to be grumbling and mumbling the whole time, and that will somehow make the army better. But other than that, they suck. But you know, they're 100 points. They got 3 up saves in close combat. Remember, these guys are all 1 wound each.
I like Longbeard.
I think they're cool. We'll see how they work. And then behind them, we got a gigantic squad of 30 hammerers.
That's expensive.
360 points. It's not horrible. Oh yeah, it's not that great. They got 1 attack each. But it's okay, because the Warden King has a command ability that he chooses an enemy within 18 inches in the combat phase. And then everybody on my side gets +1 attack against them.
Yeah, you've got grudges to settle, my man. It makes sense.
Exactly. So I'm going up there. He's like, you guys, I don't like the look on your face. And then everybody gets +1 attack because reasons. So that's kind of their job is to run up, take some middle ground. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens when we play the whole scenario. So that is my army. There's all sorts of auras and combos and weird things. I actually got a piece of paper and wrote them all down so I could keep them straight when I deployed, because it's going to be some janky deployment to make sure everybody's within certain auras. But other than that, it should be a lot of fun.
Matthew and I will be playing the Shifting Objectives battle plan in today's game. With this scenario, we have 3 objectives evenly spaced out right in the middle of the table. And at the beginning of every battle round, we're going to randomly determine which of the objectives is going to be worth 2 victory points, while the other ones remain worth 1. On top of this, if you control an objective while battle line is within 6 inches of the objective, you'll get an additional victory point for said objective. And you have to determine which will be the primary objective before you know who's going to go first in the upcoming battle round. But other than that, if it's a tie on points at the end of the game, you score at the end of every one of your turns, it'll come down to auxiliary objectives. We shall be playing on this wonderful table for today's game in the Realm of Shadows. The mat is from MiniWarGaming. If you want to go check them out down there, link will be down below. But we also have stuff from Citadel, Terrainify for the rocks. We have GameMat.eu for the buildings, the wells, and the Citadel makes the little walls too. And then we have foreground for like the trees and whatnot. Also, if you're a Silver Vault member or thinking about upgrading the Silver Vault membership, check out the Vault section because there's a lot of discount codes for a ton of terrain and model companies.
And just before we get started, Realm of Shadow rules are as follows. You get an extra spell called Judgment of Shadow, which obviously Luca could use. It does mortal wounds to stuff, but we'll go into the details. All the terrain features have overgrown, which is important. Overgrown means that if you can't see through more than an inch of it unless the target or the attacker has fly, which of course most of Luca's army is with fly. And then we gain the command ability on me once per game. You can use this at the end of your movement phase to teleport a unit 18 inches away from a hero to within 6 inches of that hero. Still more than 9 inches from enemies. So it's like it just teleports them back to help reinforce.
So roll off now to pick sides. This one matters because we both have 11 drops. I usually concede it every time.
You're just like, whatever.
Because who has 11 drops?
Yeah, I have a War Scroll Battalion, but I still have lots of other stuff. So whoever wins the roll off gets to choose who goes first.
I got a 4. A 2?
Oh, look at that.
Okay, well.
Which side do you want?
I'm going to pick this territory over here, just because it has more room to deploy my bigger things.
Yes, for sure.
And
then let's get going.
I guess I'll be.
And then you can decide afterwards who goes first.
It's true. So we're done deploying. Bam, look at this, beautiful.
Yeah.
I finished deploying first.
So what was your strategy, Luca?
My strategy, because I knew I was going to go dictate who was going to go first or second, I went with the classic, your battalion actually says I only have a 5.5 inch deployment zone.
Well, because these guys can fire twice in the first battle round, the Hellstar.
Hellblaster volley guns. That's it, yeah.
And so Luca's like, no, you don't get to fire at all. And I'm like, part of me was like, oh, and then I'm like, wait a second. If you could take a War Scroll battalion that said your opponent can only deploy 5.5 inches up, I'd do that.
Right, and you know, they might not even be that devastating when they fire, right? They could effectively do not a whole lot, but I'm still kind of afraid.
There's a lot of buffs I can give them to hit better.
Like there is, I could have deployed my Soulblight further up because of everything being overgrown. Not my Soulblight, sorry, my Blood Knights further up because everything being overgrown in the Realm of Shadows, but I just wanted to make sure. Wanted to keep everything nice and safe back here, so we're gonna keep it as it is. And
just double turn me, right?
That's whatever. That's the Soulblight strategy.
Yeah, Soulblight strategy. Hey, if you do it, you do it, right?
Or if I have to go first, I just rush forward and hopefully good things happen for me.
Well, that's just it too. Like, I didn't bring a shooting army, but I brought lots of shooting in my army. Like, because if I wanted a shooting army, then I would have dropped the hammers and brought handgunners or iron drakes,
Absolutely,
things
yeah.
like that.
You have a good mix. Well, the hammers are going to be able to hold in the middle, I think, rather well, especially when they're near the Warden King there.
Yeah, they don't take battle shock
Yeah,
if they're wholly within 12 inches of the
That's a
dispossessed
pretty big
hero.
deal. That's a pretty big deal. That's usually one of my favorite abilities when I'm playing Death. It's always so reliable. Anyways, what do we have for your deployment? Because I just showed
Well, we
mine
got
off.
basically 3 sections. We got my 2 rickety. I picture these like the Warcraft 3 steam tanks, where they're like. They look like they're gonna fall apart as they drive.
They don't look solid. So
Yeah,
they're
so they're going to drive up on the one flank. We got hammers with the Warden King behind, so they get his buffs and stuff. And then we got a bunch of grumbling Longbeards who are just in the flank just going, oh, back in my day, if he double turns me, I'm going to enact their special rule, which is back in my day there was no double turns, and take away the double turn. Wouldn't that be awesome if they had that rule? Back in my day there was no random turn mechanics. Screw you. And just automatically go first. And then on the other flank we've got my Ironweld arsenal with the Stormcast Eternals. So the idea here is we got all our buffs in the middle here. Like he's got a 9-inch aura of +1 to hit for war machines. The Rune Lord has a 12-inch aura of rerolling 1s to shoot. And then he's got the 3-inch aura, the 6-inch aura to let them shoot twice, only in the first battle round with my War Scroll Battalion, but he also heals them. And yeah, so, and then we've got a line of Longbeards to grumble in the front, because there's one of the grumbling things is that everything within 12 inches rerolls 1s to wound. So they'll be grumbling that the whole time. Now before you choose Luca, I'm going to roll, because the rules say before you decide. So Luca's not.
I could change my mind.
Technically, you've already broken the rules.
Oh, that's true. I haven't locked it in yet.
You made a decision when you were deploying, and you weren't supposed to.
It's true.
It doesn't say before you announce who's going
This
first.
could be my turn 1 deployment. This could be my go first turn 1 deployment.
Yeah, right. This is a mind game.
Right.
You know, I would be okay with you if you just turned around and said, you know, I'm going first. So here we go. D3. So this is the important one, so it's worth 2 victory points, while the other ones are worth 1 victory point.
And that could also be worth 3 if you have Battleline near it.
Well, yeah, any of them can be worth 1 extra if you have Battleline next to them. So Luca, who's going first?
It's gonna be...
Now you can decide.
Cities of Sigmar turn 1.
Okay. Hero phase. First off, I should point out that I was already at 2 command points, 1 for the War Scroll Battalion, and then the artifact gives me an extra 1. Now coming down here, so I'm up to 3 command points now because of my beginning of my turn. I failed to mention who the adjutant
council,
and the honored retinue. So the Rune Lord, the Lord Ordinator is going to be his adjutant. So he's giving him advice, which means if I'm within 3 inches in the hero phase on a 4+, I get a command point.
I've always liked this rule.
Yeah, it's a cool rule, and I've got 3 command points right now anyways. And then the honored retinue will be these guys, which means if they are wholly within 12 inches of him, which they are, whenever he takes damage, mortal wounds or wounds, he can pass them off to them on a 4+, just to keep him alive a little longer, if that actually matters. So that's my hero phase. I do have some prayers on a 2+. The prayer, this is the Greywater Fastness prayer, which I pass. He chooses an Ironweld Arsenal War Machine, unfortunately, to get the +1 to hit. So I'll give it to this Hellblaster, because it looks cooler. But the problem is it's not going to get to fire, it's these 2 right here. And the other prayer that he can do is to give a unit 6+ ignoring wounds, or +1 rend. So 2+, first off. Oh, sorry, he got it. He's going to give the Longbeards 6+ ignoring wounds, because they're obviously not going to be fighting. And so any little bit of shooting that you do would be nice to see if I can negate some of it. And I think that's my hero phase. Yeah. Here's my hero phase. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry guys, I forgot your grumblings. In the hero phase, they choose 1 of 3 grumblings. So they're gonna say, put your backs into it, beardlings, with that horrible Scottish accent. And now everything that is dispossessed, yes, only dispossessed, which, now that I think about it,
pretty much just
there's
them with the
nothing here.
characters. What was the characters?
The characters.
Yeah.
Now reroll ones. You know what? No, they're not going to say that then. Over here, I thought that was going to be a nice combo. Now I realize it's just dispossessed. They're going to say, I thought Dwarven were made of sterner stuff, which will also not do anything. It'll give +1 bravery. So they'll give +1 bravery to themselves, basically. And then these ones over here, they're going to say, put your back into it, beardling. And so if Luca does double turn me and get to them, they will be rerolling 1s to wound.
They're in a pretty good spot, though.
I know, it's going to be hard to really get anything there. Sorry, there's actually more hero phase stuff. This should have been done at the start of the hero phase, but whatever. More pressure! Basically, I roll 2 dice, and if I roll less than or equal to the number of wounds allocated to them, so right now I can't fail it.
Right.
Because there's no wounds allocated. Then they get +2 move, and their steam gun, which I believe is this one right here, gets +2 attacks. Normally it's 2d6 attacks. Not the steam cannon. That would be awesome. They go from 1 to 3 attacks. But they're just going to do the more pressure for the extra move. The movement phase, this one is just going to pop up here, get just on the objective, and then the other one is, I got the +2 move and then I didn't even do it. And then the other one's just going to, you know what, we're going to put them over here. We're going to make sure they stay within 6 inches because the command ability, they both have a command ability that affects all steam tanks within 6 inches.
And that's the fancy scope one, right? The one nearest you right now, right?
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm within 33 inches, which I am.
No, my Blood Knights.
And then our middle is going to run forward, so we're going to start with the hammers. They have a musician to get +1 run. They're base movement 4. Oh wow!
Oh wow!
11 inches.
Very nice.
So once again, we're going to use that to really get them out. So this is before. Took this opportunity to reform as well. So I know you could just charge the sides, but it'll be hard for you to charge without me getting as many attacks as possible. And then the Warden King will try to keep up. He's got a 5-inch base movement now because of the steam piston, and you hear, and he gets right there. And then the Longbeards will grumble, my legs aren't what they used to be. I'm really sorry to Scottish people. I am so sorry.
You get a +1 to that as well, you should.
Yes, yeah. So they're moving 7. I'm just going to use that to grab right here. As long as they're all within 12 inches, which they are.
You're going to defend the obstacle.
Yes. And then, now that I realize, I thought these guys would be buffing them to get them reroll 1s to wound, then I read it again, it says dispossessed, and once again, as much as you see dwarves here, these are actually not the proper models. I have the proper models, I just want it to be dwarves. They're supposed to be humans. They're Ironwell Arsenal, and these are obviously not dwarves either. So we're going to run the Longbeards, 2. They got the drummer, so that'll be 3, so that's 7 total. Once again, we're just going to barely grab this objective. That was within 7, right? Yeah, it was. Just to get a bunch of points at the beginning. If you're going for the double turn, like if you charge up and get me and then double turn, then what am I going to do, right? Not much I can do.
Gotta get points, right?
Well, you know what? Let's
just have one model.
Let's have one model. The rest of them will just make sure you can't easily fly over me.
Ah, okay.
That's kind of the point here. I know I'll be. No, you know what? I'll string it out here because you could jump there and then jump across. There's not much I'm gonna be able to do to really stay away from you, but I can try. We'll run both the Hellblaster volley guns. So the first one on the right, 3. The one on the left, 1. They don't move very far, but I just want to get them in a slightly better position. Although, to be honest, where they were was probably fine. This might just open them up to more easy charges. And then we're just going to basically shift the 3 inches, because they can move 3 inches. I know I was already in range to shoot. Lord Ordinator will make sure he stays in his bubble, and these guys will stay in their bubble. And there we are.
Yeah, they'll stick with
piece of cake. Yeah, so the whole thing kind of moves as a unit to make sure I maintain all my auras. Into the shooting phase. I'm going to start with my ballistas. Obviously, we're out of range. We already know that for these. We got the ballistas and the steam tanks to fire. So the ballistas have 2 profiles. 36-inch range is 1 shot, and 18 inches is 4 shots, but at -1 to hit, or actually -2 to hit. But every hit is d6 hits. So I'm going to actually fire them. I'm going to try to focus down your. It's hard because I'd like to start focusing on your Blood Knights, because they can go to either objective, whereas those ones are more stuck on this side. No, we're gonna go for the Vargeist.
Okay.
So, you know what? There's no way for one of them to kill all your Vargeist, so I'm just gonna do them both together.
Both, right.
So there's 2 shots, hitting on 2s because the Lord Ordinator gives them +1, re-rolling 1s because the Rune Lord's command trait. Oh, thank goodness.
Nice, it helped.
Yes. Now that's d6 hits each.
Right.
7. That's average. Can't complain. These will be 3s to wound. And they punch through at -2 Ren, so you get no save on your 5-up, but you do. They're only 1 damage each, so.
I have 6 Deathless Thrall saves to make because we're near
Because you're near the hero, yeah.
6 will prevent. So that does keep one of them alive. I would have killed 2
Are
of them.
they 3 wounds each?
They're actually they're 4 wounds.
I thought
each.
they were 4
right,
wounds each.
So that kills 1 and then
hurts the
puts a
next.
wound on another. Yeah. We're gonna kill you. I'm gonna put the wound on you.
And then swing into the other side of the table, because obviously my other ones aren't in range. I have my 2 steam tanks. They're both going to focus on your Blood Knights right there. And all that I have in range is the actual cannon, because the steam gun's only 8-inch range. Well, 11-inch range. Oh, it's 11-inch range now. Interesting. Didn't think of that. That's actually a big deal. And then the long rifle and the guy on top will take a shot too. And sorry, I failed to mention this. I thought this command ability was just in the shooting phase. It's the start of the shooting phase. One of these guys could do it. And basically, I choose an enemy unit, which will be the Blood Knights, and all steam tanks within 6 inches of that unit get +1 to hit against it.
Oh, very nice. Oh,
I'd love to actually build a steam tank army because they become The non-commander versions become BATTLELINE if your leader, if your general is a steam tank commander.
Like, I'm pretty, in fantasy, I think there was only 11 steam tanks in existence.
Right.
Probably a lot more now.
Well, this is Age of Sigmar, man. We built a lot more during the Age of Myth.
Yeah, I guess.
So now with that awesome bonus, they hit on 3s instead of 4s.
Boo.
If I was over at the Lord Ordinator, I'd hit on 2s and then re-rolling 1s, but I didn't want to put my whole army there.
Right.
So you ready to see a bunch of nothing? I'm going to fire them both at the same time because I'm assuming I'm going to do nothing with this.
Yeah, one can't.
3s to hit. Yeah, see, 1 misses. I should have all out attacked, but why would I? 2s to wound. Woo!
Rent
Minus 2 d6 damage.
Okay, we got a 6-up saving throw here. We roll a 5.
Yeah, look at that.
D6 damage.
D6 damage. Watch this. You ready? Booyah.
3's pretty
3.
good. That could kill a vampire. We have Deathless Thralls, though. It does kill a Blood Knight. All right, so one Blood Knight takes a cannonball. Now, which direction do I want them to go?
Now, remember, I still have 2 more long rifle shots that could kill another one because they're 2 damage apiece.
I'm going to pull you.
So the 2 long rifles hitting on 2s now because it's the... I don't know why I roll one of those dice. We should just say one of them misses. 3s to wound. And this is -1, 2 damage.
That still puts their save to a 5-up.
Yes.
And we are going to fail that. 2 damage, you say?
2 damage.
Deathless Thralls. Oh, we take 1. Okay. I'll put that on the remaining non-command. We'll keep them in the middle. That is it for...
Got Battle Shock.
I don't. I'm immune. Well, I'm 10.
You're not immune. What are you, Bone Reapers?
So you're never going to kill enough where I'd ever have to worry about battle. Yeah, exactly.
I know.
I'm effectively immune.
Unless I had some debuffs or something like
True.
that.
There's always that.
But I don't have any of those.
For scoring, you get a lot of points, though.
Yes, so I control all 3 objectives. So that's 1, 2, and this is a special one, so that's 4. And then the Longbeards and the Hammers are BATTLELINE, so that's 2 extra, for a total of 6. So nice early lead. Of course, if you double turn me, it's going to be hard for me to do anything about that. But if you don't double turn me, then all of a sudden I've got firepower and grabbing objective power.
It's going to be, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that, but that's currently Soulblight's the best strategy, I suppose, if it ever pops up. We're going to go on to Soulblight turn 1, though, see where we go. Oh, my hero phase, I gain a command point going up to 1. I have some spells to cast. I got a few spells to cast? No, they're mostly offensive. I got a couple defensive spells I want to cast. So we'll start with Neferata. She has Dark Mist. It's cast on a 18-inch range. The unit I target gains fly, and their save cannot be modified. So it kind of doesn't work that well for them because their save goes to a 3-up against no rend attacks. So that would counteract that.
I don't think I have any no-rend attacks that you'll actually be facing.
Exactly.
Like
so
the hammers have rend, all my shots have rend.
Right.
Except, I don't know, maybe the guns, the Hellblasters, but...
Though this bad boy, because of his shield, his characteristic gets changed to a 3-up. So, wait, let me check that out.
Is it a characteristic 3-up or is it +1 to saving
Its
throws?
characteristic becomes a 3-up.
Okay.
So that'll help with him. So Dark Mist. We get it with an 8.
And my Rune Lord's allowed to unbind and dispel, but he is nowhere near.
Yeah, he's way back there.
I don't think, well, he's not way back here. You're way back there.
That's true, I'm way back here.
I'm not in range of any of your heroes.
So we'll give him fly. He's already got it. But he also is unmodifiable save, so he's gonna have a 3-up. And then for her second power is not in range. I'll go ahead and cast Mystic Shield as well. And we get that as well.
Same target?
Same target, yeah.
3-up rerollable ones, unmodifiable.
Yeah, hopefully that'll keep him going
Seems
for a bit.
legit.
That's gonna be it for magic because he boils blood. Nothing's in range for Arcane Missile. He's got Amaranthian Orb, so...
Even the built-in power for Realm of Shadows is offensive, so...
Exactly, there's that too.
No good.
So we are on to movement from what I can tell. No Deathly Invocations because the only things that are wounded are not summonable. So we're gonna go on to movement. We're gonna start by running this Bat Swarm. They move 12 plus 4. They go 16 inches. Realizing that my entire army is going to just be running forward, I'm just going to show you where it
very
all ends
repetitive.
up. And I'll show you, and I'll let you know any significant run fails or successes. And here we are. This is where everything ends up. I'm a little upset only on one fact here. These guys, I needed them to roll a 5 or a 6 on their run. They got a 4, so I had to spend a command point to get the 6 because I think the 2 victory points are going to be worth it because I'll control the objective, but I'll also have BATTLELINE within 6 of it to give me the second victory point, Vargas being BATTLELINE. I couldn't do anything with the middle one. I'm just more or less trying to screen the Blood Knights. In fact, realizing that these guys are like too close. They're a little too close to that. I want to back them up a little bit. They ran anyways, and then like that. There we go. A little bit happier with that. A little iffy on it still because that's an easy charge for them, but if they get in there, they get in there. It's all good, and then all set up over here. I do get this objective as well. It's the primary, so it's going to be worth 3 victory points for me because I have Vargeist. I'm controlling it with Vargeist nearby as well. So the only one I'm giving up is this one. But I have no shooting, I have no charging, no fighting. That means no battle shock, so we're right on the scoring. So I'm going to gain 3, 4, 5 victory points, putting Matthew in the lead by 1, and him still controlling the middle one. And now we get to see the primary objective for the second battle round.
Before we roll off,
It's going to be
same one.
All right, it's still over here. And now we're going to roll out to see who gets to decide who goes first.
Oh
in the
yeah,
next
yeah,
battle
yeah.
round.
That's what we're rolling for right now.
Yeah.
Not who's gonna go next.
Yeah.
I win tie, so you just go ahead and roll a 1, and it'll save me a roll. Oh,
take a 3.
you feel uncomfortable with that?
I'm okay not getting it because as a rule I don't like it.
Right. Like you don't want to win the game because
100%.
you stayed back at the end and like, all right, double turn. You charge in.
The
right?
main reason I take it is so my opponent can't ever get it.
You're right. Well, just for you,
Hey, there you go. You're fine.
you don't get the double turn.
That is a-okay.
Start of my hero phase, a few things happen. I get a command point for free. My adjutant, the Lord Ordinator, is close to my general, the Rune Lord. So on a 4+, I get a command point.
Still no. Sure.
Yeah, no. You just also starting my hero phase is when I'm supposed to do their overpressuring. I might as well do it because
They're not hurt.
with a commander, basically I have a choice to either heal D3 or overpressure. And I might not want to overpressure once they've taken enough wounds that because if they fail it, they just take more mortal wounds. So I can't fail it, so I'm not going to roll. So both of them get +2 attacks on their steam gun, not the steam cannon, and they get +2 to their move profile. We'll do our prayers from the Rune Lord. So we're going to start with the 2+ to give a War Machine +1 to hit.
Hey.
Got it. Well, and I can only give it to the Hellblaster, so I'll give it to this Hellblaster volley gun. And then on a 2+, he has another prayer. Let me just roll before I decide. So I can either give a unit 6s to ignore wounds or an extra rend. I'm going to give these Longbeards the 6s to ignore wounds because I don't expect them to do any damage in close combat. And then we're going to do some grumbling. So these ones are going to say in their horrible Scottish accent, "Put your backs into it, beardlings," giving a 12-inch aura of reroll 1s to wound.
Very nice.
Which may not work really well because if I do make my charge,
They're
gonna be like back here, but I'll move up and then they'll run and we'll see if we get there. And the ones on the other side are just going to do the grumblings of, "I thought Dwarven were made of sterner stuff," to give themselves +1 bravery, because rerolling 1s to wound. Like I could have given them extra ran, reroll 1s to wound, and then charge up there, but I don't see the point in doing that. Now on to the movement phase. Now I know what the Longbeards are gonna do. Their first job is just to move up and retake this objective.
100%.
And now that you're here, I'm going to roll a run because they're not going to be charging. A 1, whatever. I get a +1 to the runs because I have a musician, so it's 6 inches. And the hard thing here is I got to make sure that there's a bubble, so you can't be within 3 inches, so that when I move these up between that and them, you can't fly guys land right in here.
Right.
So we're going to put lots of guys in the objective, and then we're going to use the rest of that and keep them within an inch of each other, obviously.
And for the folks watching at home, I want to say I made a horrible misplay by deploying that far back. I put too much fear on those two. I had in my mind I was convinced that everything was short range, but it was only those two.
Just these two.
Yeah, I should have just did my normal deploy.
They would have fired twice. You
It's true.
You did make them give up not just 1 shot each, but 2 shots. And I
yeah.
do have all sorts of buffs near them.
I still think it was a mistake to do that though. Yeah. We'll see.
It's hard to say. I think, I don't think the damage they would have outputted is nearly as
Exactly.
scary as you thought.
Right. Because after I see my move, I'm in my head, I'm like, oh, these guys are all super fast. It doesn't care.
Yeah, you'll be all the way up here, but
I
you're
rolled
so
like-
used to deploying them 12 inches up and then
100%.
moving up.
Yeah, because I rolled like 2s and 1s and nothing. The bats aren't in range to stop any shooting except for these ones on
Think
back.
of it this way. You gave up over 7 inches of your
that's true.
deployment. 7 inches. So those 14-inch move stuff, 7. Those 10-inch move knights, 3.
Right.
He kind of compared that. Also, if you had a 3-inch move guy, he'd be like, I'm not getting very far up the field. That's essentially what he did, just the first turn.
Yeah.
So I still think you're fine because
I think I'm fine
I
still,
think the hitting
yeah.
power is not going to be that great, but we're going to try anyways. So we're going to move up these ballistas with the express purpose of both getting line of sight on a few things. I might decide to try to focus down your hero or something like that, but also because I want to close this gap so nothing can fly into right here. I know you could get over like here and stuff, but I can't protect everything.
These guys might even be dead come that opportunity.
I'm thinking about that. It's a hard choice right now for me, I'll admit, between focusing down your hero, but your hero is just, I'm sure he'll be fine in close combat, but like that, handing out the 6 up ignoring, that's not a huge deal, because I'm sure he's got decent armor. It's going to be -1 to hit him with this aura. Oh, that's the other thing I got to remember. Just make sure I don't come within 12
Yeah, you
inches
should be
of the
fine
bats.
with that
I'm outside, because the bats have a 12-inch aura of -1 to hit, but not what I'm shooting at, but the shooters.
Correct.
So they're just going to saddle up this way. I know you can come in and get me, but like I said, I can't stop everything. Now, the ones in the middle, obviously, are just going to march forward. Ah, here we come! And once again, I apologize. I love doing a bad... I can't do a good Scottish accent, but I love the way it feels to try anyways. So I just love that. I love the rolling of the tongue and everything, but I really am sorry. Scottish people are hearing that going, oh, that sounds so bad. Because I've heard people try to do American or Canadian accents that are pretty bad, and it hurts. And then he moves 5, so I don't actually have to run to keep up with them. On his piston legs. That's right. Those are pistons, not dwarves.
They have the illusion of
Yeah,
dwarves.
exactly. And then we're gonna run the Longbeards. They move 4 plus 2 because of that. So the question is, can I keep you whole? Yeah, 12 inches comes up to there.
That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it does mean though that if I roll a super high charge, which I probably won't because I only get a +1 to charge, that I won't want to engage your Blood Knights. But if I wipe out everything in front and then just kind of hold in the middle here, then what more could I really ask for, right? Steam tanks are actually random move. You didn't see that last time because I forgot, but they barely moved anyways. Like this guy literally is where he started, and this one is 6 inches up, and he had +2, so likely he would have got there. So this one is 2d6 +2 because of more pressure. Actually, there's a human inside of there, so he's just actually a guy trying to do a bad Scottish accent to fit in with the rest of the dwarves. And we're just gonna come forward because, if Luca wants to stay back, then I'll meet you in the middle. And then the other one with more pressure will move 10.
inches. Jeez.
And so we'll come over. I gotta stay within, for the shooting phase at least, I need to stay within 6 of this one.
That should be no problem. Isn't he a commander as well?
Yeah. But I don't want I don't want to use 2 command points.
Got you, 100%.
Because they both could do it individually, or I could do 1 and he would affect all their steam tanks. So yeah, there we go. So we're gonna start with our war machines on this side. I know I got the war machines on the other side, but our big blob of war machines. We're gonna start with our CELESTAR ballistas, and we are going to, I'm just gonna roll, you know what, now that they're 4 shots each, I'll have to do these individually because I might get lucky with 1 and totally wipe them out.
And they hit on 4s now too with the Ordinator.
Yeah, normally it'd be 5s, but it becomes 4s because of the Lord Ordinator, and then re-rolling 1s because of the Rune Lord's Greywater Fastness aura. Ooh. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing, but I don't think there is. So 4s to hit. So 2 hits.
Reroll the 1.
Oh yeah, reroll, thank you.
No!
3 hits. You're
All right.
too nice. Now
May this become 3 hits in the end.
3d6 hits.
8?
14! Oh!
Rip them.
And we're looking at 3s to wound. You know what?
fails.
Not bad. Not bad. We got 9.
Goes right through their armor, but they do have Deathless Thralls. I put the Vampire Lord right beside them. I roll 2 6s, so that
just not enough.
kills the 1, and then the other one also falters.
Yes.
Oof.
Oof! Indeed.
Bye.
The second ballista will fire at your bat swarms. Actually, no. Wait, yes. Because these guys can fire at anything they can see. Ooh, but true line of sight is, you know what? It's got to be this one. We're going to go with this one next into your bat swarms.
All right, how many? How much?
Oh, I'm doing
Max?
3d6 for a couple reasons. One, because gotta. So essentially, when these guys fire, I can choose to do d6 attacks, 2d6 attacks, or 3d6 attacks. But if I roll any doubles, so obviously you can't roll doubles with 1d6.
Right.
2d6 is 1 in 6 chance, and 3d6 is like 50-50. Then they don't fire, and I think they take a mortal wound too.
Correct.
But I have an engineer nearby, the cogsmith, so they can re-roll it. So it's like you gotta do it, right? Because it goes from like a 50% chance to a 25% chance. So this one right here is gonna fire at the bat swarms.
Oh, very
I'm not
nice.
re-rolling it. Not re-rolling it.
Almost perfect too if that was
13
4.
shots, yeah. If it was so this is not the one that got the +1 blessing, but the Lord Ordinator gives him +1s. 3s to hit. Ooh, look at all those 2s. Re-rolling 1s. There's 1 extra. 3s to wound.
This goes right through my armor.
Yeah, these are only -1, but you only have...
Deathless Thralls for near hero. We are going to ignore 2 of those. That still does kill a base though. They're 5 wounds apiece.
Okay.
I guess we'll do.
I'll have the other one fire at the same unit.
Okay, fair.
3d6 shots. Oh, almost perfect. 13 again. So we're looking at, for this one, it's 2s to hit. Because I got +1 from the Lord Ordinator, +1 from the Blessing. Re-rolling 1s. Oh, of course, this one rolls. You know, I'm not going to complain that I only rolled pretty much 4 pluses. But for some reason, there's still something inside of me that hurts when I put the Blessing on and they don't need it. 3s to wound. So that's a lot more. 9 more.
Deathless Thralls.
Roll 5 6s.
Not even close.
Jeez, that one would have almost killed both of them. I just checked, and as much as I ignore the overgrown terrain feature for firing at things with fly, like these bats, for example, I still need true line of sight, and these rocks are blocking true line of sight from this ballista. I should have fired this ballista first into them. I didn't realize I'd do so well.
Right.
I thought I would need both, but I'm like, oh, I'll fire one just in case, and then it worked. So the only target this ballista has, I could see way over there, like there, but I only get one shot. So I'm going to try to target down. You do have lookout, sir.
Yep.
So -1 to hit.
But you get +1 for the Ordinator.
But it's back to 5s.
Yeah.
Instead of 4s.
Maybe, and you get to reroll ones.
Reroll ones, yeah. If I get 2 of these, I'd be happy. Maybe I'll
maybe
get 3.
No, just 2. That's still pretty good.
Not gonna be greedy. Not gonna be greedy. 2d6 hits. See, not greedy. There you go. 5. 3s to wound. Well, 5 minus 2 wounds. How many wounds does that thing have?
5.
Oh, really?
6-up save. That
Oh,
makes
you're
2 of
fine.
them. Okay.
1 wound each, or 1 damage each.
Just to ignore. I take 2.
Only 2 go through.
3 remaining wounds on him. Now, if he kills models in the fight phase, he does heal 1 wound. So
I'm sure you will kill models.
we've
in the
got
fight
that
phase.
going for him, I guess.
Come on in, drink my blood. Swinging to the other side of the table, getting to our steam tanks, or Luca tells me they're called stanks.
Yep. STANKS.
Yeah, so stanks, obviously. I'm not going to call them that. That just sounds weird.
Yeah.
We're gonna
sound weird.
We're going to start with this steam tank with Commander, and we're going to fire everything into the Vargeist, I think.
Correct.
No, I know they're called Vargeist.
Oh, okay. It made it sound like you weren't sure what their name was.
No, that was me contemplating whether it's the proper target. I think it's the proper target. Thankfully, because of Greywater fastness, his 8-inch steam gun becomes 11 inches, and that's just in range of them. So, and I got +2 attacks on it too. And I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Once again, start of the shooting phase.
Of course.
Command ability. You do.
Plus
and
1
they
to
both
hit.
get +1 to hit. And I'm gonna remember this time that this one's got the magnificent telescope or whatever, macroscope to get himself +1 to hit as well.
Will their targets be the Vargeist for the +1 to hit?
Oh, I do have to. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah. You're right. The command ability is to choose an enemy, and everybody gets +1 to hit against it. Yeah, Vargeist.
All right then. Let's.
Because if I can kill all the Vargeists.
Yeah, my flanks are crumbling pretty hard.
But I got to kill one of the bases in combat. I'm not that great in close combat, but I've got the commander to help out. But everything, all my shots from here. If it turns out I have something that's not in range, then they'll fire at the bats.
Right. So the +1 to hit is just counteracting the -1 to hit from the bat swarms.
That's true. I forgot about that. So the bats are distracting me, flapping around. But I'm just going to shoot through them anyways. Whew, part of me wants to spend another command point for all-out attack, but that just seems a little excessive. Not because I think I'm going to win so bad, but because I need those command points for other things. Because I don't think I'm going to win so bad. So we're going to start with the steam cannon. So 4s to hit normally, +1, -1, +1. So I got +1 on everything on his and nothing on his.
Correct.
3s to hit then.
Hey,
Okay.
didn't need it.
2s to wound.
And I'll have no save either. Hey.
-2,
D6.
D6 damage, which you can then ignore. Just 2.
All right, we do have Neferata nearby.
Yes.
6-up, Deathless Thrall. We are going to suffer both of those. We're going to go down to 2, we'll say.
Start at the back.
On the front one, I think.
Worried about a charge?
I'm a little worried about a charge. So 2 wounds left, we'll say on you. But we have more shots to resolve.
Yeah, that's just the beginning. Steam gun is 2d6 +1 shot, so 8 shots. I don't know if I said +1. It was +2 shots from the more pressure. Hitting on 3s with this one as well.
Is that with your own built-in +1?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I get +1 to all my attacks.
Yeah.
And so the +1 -1 for my command ability is negated from your bats.
These should be 3s to wound.
These are 2s to wound at full
Ooh,
health.
That's right.
Steam guns are good as long as I've got good boilers. So
Maybe
all
need it.
6 of them get through. No rend.
Oh.
1 damage.
5-up on the Vargeist, because they have, I suppose, thick skin. And we do have the 6-up from the Deathless Thrall, if I can get that die. From Neferata. I need to take 3.
Now we're going to fire that little long rifle there. This will hit on 2s after all our bonuses and negatives.
Oh, sure.
No
Okay.
rerolling 1s. And then lastly, we got a repeater handgun, which has D3 attacks. So 3 attacks. This one hits on 3s. And then wounds on 3s. 1 more. -1/1. So 6-up, 6-up.
6-up, 6-up. Nope, 1 more damage. That's another 4 on top of the 2 this guy's already suffered. So he's going to die, and we'll put 2 wounds on the back Vargeist, because that's the Vargoyle right there.
And the other steam tank with commander is going to fire. I'm actually going to fire everything at the bats. Because I said this, and Luca knew this.
Yeah, I kind of. It's a brain
said-
fart on my end.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll commit to
You
it.
were worried about the charge.
Yeah, because I in my head I'm like, oh, those 5 bats are fine. They'll survive the charge. Then I remembered, oh wait, no, steam tanks are actually good in close combat.
They're okay.
Yeah.
They have D6 attacks, 4s and 3s, -1, 2 damage. So it could get you.
This could still work out for me. We'll see. This does mitigate the damage they take if you fail to charge, though. So that still kind of works out.
Yeah, so I'm going to have the steam tank fire everything at the bats. So just remember, I got +1 to hit from the command ability, then -1 from them. So it's just whatever the dice are. So for example, this cannon, which obviously won't hit, 4s to hit.
You can't say that.
Oh,
Stop.
2s to wound. See,
you.
told you.
Thank
I
you.
told you. What were you thinking? Then he's got 2d6 plus 2 shots.
What's
That's
10?
And this one will also hit on 4s. Because apparently a swarm does. Oh, geez, that was bad anyways.
That was a really rough roll, yeah.
And then 2s to wound.
I have
Hey.
no save against that, and I also don't have Deathless Thralls either because no heroes are within 6. I couldn't get that.
Well, that's 2 damage then. So you're doing fine so far.
So we'll say 2 damage so far.
And then we've got the long rifle hitting on 3s. Yeah, that misses. And then we got D3 shots from the repeater handgun hitting on 4s. Yeah!
Okay, we did 2 damage with him in shooting.
That's right.
So we'll have the Bat Swarm there, down to 3 wounds remaining. And that should be it for shooting.
That
over
is
here.
all of my shooting, because I did have some pistols, but they're too far away.
Right.
And so it's just charge time.
Where do you want to start?
We're going to start back with the steam tanks.
back with the steam tanks.
We'll start with steam tank number 1. He made it. He's just coming in to the bats.
It's important to kill the bats off, yeah.
And then steam tank number 2 also makes it.
Ooh.
I'm going to try to make it so it's hard for you to charge both steam tanks at the same time. That's it, right there. Then we'll come to the middle. I am going to charge with them,
Yeah.
because I could clear out some of your stuff. And I get +1 of this charge, so it's 9 inches.
That's fine. I kept them an 8-inch charge away, so you're going to get them anyways. Even,
Well,
if,
see,
even if I didn't have the bats
Here's
there.
the thing, though. I don't want to go that far.
Yeah.
Because I need to stay wholly within 12 inches of my longbeards. So I can engage them. I don't want to engage. I don't know if I can engage them without engaging that, though. Actually, you know what I can do? I can use the 9 inches to come up like this. And then when I pile in, because they will go first,
Right.
I'll wrap in and just barely touch them.
Dragon.
So I'll let you come in and kill some guys, but hopefully, I don't see. The funny thing is, the reason I want to get them is because if they charge, they get what, D3 damage instead of 1.
That's it.
But if I do get them in, then you get more attacks anyways.
It's true,
So you
so-
could make the argument it's a bad idea
Yeah.
to wrap them in, unless I'm intending to attack them.
I don't mind them getting dragged into combat too much because there are 3 attacks each, 3s and 3s, run 1 damage.
Yeah, so you know what? I'm actually not going to try to engage them, which means I'm going to try, so in other words, with this charge, stay wholly within 12 inches of my Warden King, so that I have ignore battle shock. Stay 12 inches, wholly 12 inches of the Longbeard, so they can get reroll 1s to hit, but still try to basically crowd the objective as much as possible. So I hold this. I know it's not the important one, it's just too bad for me. I rolled a 9 for my charge, right?
Correct.
So we're actually going to come this way, and then we'll show the aftermath, what it looks like. And then boom! Obviously wanting to focus more on the Fellbats, because there's more wounds, and there's a bit of a save on them, I think, maybe not? I don't know, I don't care. I really don't, killing these bats is not so important. It's killing these ones that's more. And this little area is still a no-go for your big bases or anything else that flies, because this is mostly just 6 inches. Start of the combat phase, I will spend 1 command point to use the Warden King's command ability. He chooses an enemy unit within 18 inches, and every dispossessed unit, oh, you already know which one I'm choosing, eh? Everybody gets +1 attack against them. So yeah, I'm choosing the Fellbats. And now the hammers, which are normally 2 attacks each, now have 3 attacks each.
Yeah, that's real good.
This should hurt. This better hurt. And I'm going to save my last command point. I was considering an all-out attack, but I just did the math. And I don't have to kill everything in order for it to be effective. I think I'll cripple them just fine. So I am going to start with the hammerers, obviously. And these 10 will fight over here. These 2 will cheerlead, which leaves 18 plus the leader to fight the Fellbats. So we'll start against the small bats.
One thing I want to, I'm learning things about my army too. Like I should have probably just played these as 2 separate units of 3. Shouldn't have, there's no point bringing a squad of 6.
Well, you were able to choose who went first because of that. So that's the hard part,
That's
right?
true.
You had exactly the same number of drops as me. You switched
in that one
it.
regard, yeah, you're right.
That's why you have to choose with Age of Sigmar. Unless you know your opponent is just like got a 1 War Scroll Battalion drop army.
Which is typically the case. Usually with Soulblight, with the way I build them, I don't care. Like I'm gonna go first or second, whatever my opponent wants me to do. But in this case, I'd still be able to keep them, and I could utilize them later in the game. I think they're all dead now, so I'll keep that in mind.
30 attacks into the bat swarms, hitting on 3s. There's no minuses to hit near you, right?
No.
It'll be 3s to wound, -1/1, but any 6s to wound do mortal wounds in addition to their damage. So 3s to wound. Oh, we got a few. Oh, geez, that was good. We got 4 mortal wounds already.
It was against those bat attacks.
Yeah, that wasn't.
I was actually focusing over there on them for a second. No.
Oh, okay. No.
That makes way more sense than.
So it's 15
base.
wounds and 4 mortal wounds, so 19 in total.
Right. So I'm just gonna do 10, and then and then I made 3 of them, so down to 16 wounds inflicted, and then I made 5 in total.
Yeah,
so
not
14. No.
That's 10
If I
wounds
had
there.
a third bat, well, I can't have 3 bats. I'd have to have 4. But yeah, they're dead.
Then the 55 attacks, because the leader's in there, give him +1 attack, into your fell bats.
Oh, poor bats.
Hitting on 3s. We don't like bats, all right? They make me scared.
Bats must die.
Bats must die. And then 3s to wounds, 6s to mortal wounds. Whoa, golly, that's a lot.
36 damage in that roll there, with mortal wounds included on the normal damage. Here's 18, half of them, so I stopped 2, so I'm taking 34.
So hold on, you're taking.
Well,
what are you doing?
I'm just,
You're just assuming you're dead.
They're dead.
Yeah,
They're all dead.
yeah.
There we go.
You'd have to roll a heck of a lot of
Boom.
6s.
Boom. I would have had to roll 19
6s. 19
yes.
out of, that would be more than half your dice had to be 6s.
Right, so the fact that I made only 2 on the first one, and I would have had to make like all
All
of them.
of them on the second
Yeah. That's the hole that's left after the hammers go in. But this is what I asked for.
It is, you did scream at that.
I moved there. Yeah, I moved there in the intent. So again, there was something else I was thinking about earlier too, but had I had 2 units, I'd still have maybe 2 or 1 bat left over here to do something with later on. But that might not be that important.
You can hit me back with your bats now.
It's true, I get to swing over here now
Yeah.
with these bat swarms. We're going to attack the artifact wielding tank commander, steam tank commander. 5s to hit him, and 2 wounds as well. No rend though.
3 up saves. Now, you want me to not make at least one of these, because then you
Yes.
can heal all the wounds to your bats.
I could, at the end of the phase.
As soon as you do 1 wound. Yeah, well, oh, that's
Yeah.
true. I still get to
Yeah.
attack you.
Hey,
there you go.
We did a damage.
You did a damage. Now, if I don't kill you at these 2, which I probably won't, then you'll be fine. Down to 11, and then I'm just going to combine both their attacks and fight back, because you have nothing.
I got nothing else.
I should say I don't plan on piling in or consolidating. I know if this guy killed him, then he could go that way, but I'm fine. I just wanted to grab the objective, so just killing 1 more of these bases will do that. So we're going to start with their crushing wheels. So they're d6 attacks each, so 2d6. Looking at 7 of them.
Very average. Very nice.
And these are 4s to hit. Oh, wait. I got to double check with his plus. I know his +1 to hit was only shooting weapons.
Okay.
Otherwise, I had to redo that. 4s to hit, and then 3s to wound. So 2 wounds. You don't get a save. They're
Nope.
2 damage each.
That kills 1. So that's 4 damage.
Oh,
so
you don't
far.
have deathless minions.
I don't.
That's what I was expecting. Well, maybe
so-
I will kill them both.
We're at 4 so far.
Yeah, I'm not going to kill them unless this goes perfectly, which is unlikely. This is the swords or rods. In this case, both look like swords. Actually, I don't know. Whatever. They only hit on 5s though, and then 4s to wound. Hey, it's a wound.
That's
Hey.
another. That's the 5th one.
So you're down to 3. Well, you can just erase that
Right.
because he
So-
heals back up.
Just he dies, and then at the end of the fight phase, because of bloodsuckers, that guy would heal back up to 5 wounds. And with that, should end the turn, but you're going to score a bunch of points.
Not as many. Well, I got all the objectives.
Right.
So I guess that's 6 points.
Yeah, I did make the mistake. I should have let my Vargeist get charged, or potentially gave you the threat, because that way the objective would still be tied, and you
It's
wouldn't have gotten the points.
tough. Yeah, I don't because you can see in close combat they're not actually that great. The
Right.
4. They get d6 attacks each, so they're 2 damage, but they're only 4s and 3s.
I remember that once you charged in, I'm like, oh, the Vargeist should have stayed alive. I could have. It's fine. It's fine. Because hopefully you don't win by 1 point. If it's that, then that's my bad mistake.
Exactly. If I win by 1 point,
Then I know what the major mistake I made.
unless for some reason you can take back that objective really easily. I've only got 2 models on it. So I have all the objectives, so that's 4 points for the objectives, plus 2 for battle line being near 2 of them. So that brings me up to 12 to your 5. And there's no battle shock anywhere that we need to worry about because everything's bravery 10 on your end, and I didn't lose anything on my end. So now we get to watch the riding in of the Blood Knights.
Let's see what they can do. Yeah, see what they can pull off. A double turn still be great now, because I'm.
Right now would be perfect for a double turn.
I only have like 5 units. So. Beginning command point, and Deathly Invocations will not be healing anyone because the only summonable units are all mostly dead except for this Bat Swarm. And I would need to roll a 5 on a D3 to bring it back somehow. So that's not happening. No Deathly Invocations, so we can go ahead and cast some spells. We're gonna start with this Vampire Lord over here because he's just gonna do Amaranthine Orb. It's very basic. I need to roll a 7. All right, buddy, let's see if you get this off. We roll a 5. No, that's a fail. So he is done.
Oh, I don't get to unbind.
This is the one on mine. The rest I do have free magic on, but I only cast 2 spells with Neferata and 1 with the Vampire Lord. So we are going to go with Neferata. Yeah, she's gonna do a Dark Mist in an attempt to apply that to the Vampire Lord. Okay, we got it with a 10.
I don't have an unbind at that range.
And then her second power.
What does the darkness do again?
That's gives him fly and the ethereal.
Oh,
That's
the
cool.
ignoring
Yeah.
rend.
So he's gonna have
And
3 up. Yeah, he's got a 3 up. No negative or positive modifiers can be applied to him. And again, the shield changes his characteristic to 3, not +1 to his save. So he is gonna have 3 up. That can't be modified. Then we're gonna go ahead and cast Spirit Gale, I believe it's called. Let me go double check that. Which will cast on, we'll say the one with the artifact of power. That tank commander there. This goes off on a 5, but 9s are good. Oh, we got it with a 6. So what I do now is for that tank commander, I roll 3 dice. Every 5 up, it will suffer a mortal wound. And if I roll any doubles or triples, which I didn't in this case, other things would happen. Just 1 mortal wound to the tank commander though. Matthew forgot to reroll 1 wound with the hammers there.
Just pointing that out.
Yeah, but we didn't need to.
No, I was thinking that right now because I'm like, right now I wish I had the 6 up ignoring wounds on them. The reroll 1s to wound wasn't even necessary.
Yeah,
You have to charge in and do a lot of damage.
Extreme overkill.
Yeah, it looks like a big healthy unit, but there's only 1 wound each with 4 up saves. So you're going to come in there and remove them en masse in a moment.
I'm hoping that's the case.
Oh, I am sure that's the case.
We will see though. So we're gonna so we can blood boil with this vampire lord and do some damage to the steam tank. It's like you take a mortal wound, then on a 4 up you take a mortal wound, 4 up you take a mortal wound infinitely until you die, but like that's not super reliable. So I think we're just gonna Mystic Shield himself. Or in an attempt, yeah. So he'll put Mystic Shield on himself.
Was a 9+ anything good?
No, that's only from the lore of vampires. So spells from the book, not their built-in spells. Oh, that'd be amazing otherwise though. We're gonna go to this vampire lord and spin a command point, which I still have to do in the hero phase for Soulblight, is we're gonna do Blood Feast on these Blood Knights. They get an extra attack to all their melee weapons until my next hero phase. So on my opponent's turn as well. The Bat Swarm is going to run and retreat from combat. 3, it's gonna go 15 inches. I'm just gonna find it a position somewhere to land over here within 6 of the objective, but more than 3 away. Oh, I gotta get a tape measure. The spot right there will do. And then
I couldn't cover it perfectly for you not to be able to get to it.
we're gonna have Neferata jump up and over here, staying more than 3 away from the steam tank commander there. And then the Vargeis are going to move as well, which will take them to over here, staying more than 3 away from the steam tank. I think I'm gonna take another gamble here because the points, mostly because this is the primary objective and the points do matter. Especially if if that could just keep popping up as the primary objective. So I gotta you have to put pressure on all the objectives in this one. And I think my plan is going to be they're gonna shift over in this direction. They're actually gonna shift over in this direction, and we're gonna have the Vampire Lord on his own fight the dwarves. Just
oh my.
But he's gonna like touch a corner, so he doesn't have to fight all of them at once, and he can just do some good damage to them. Hopefully. And then Neferata's also gonna go help over here. Because she's not gonna tangle with this at all. This Vampire Lord move up there, and then the other vampires are going to move their 10 in this direction. We don't really care about what we roll on the charge, because we automatically...
You got a +1 to your charge, or do you automatically minimum move?
We go automatic 6.
With your banner.
With our musicians.
With your musicians.
Our banners reduce bravery by 1.
That's right.
Like I said, these Blood Knights are going to commit to fighting a steam tank over here. Just to get models off the objective, essentially. Because I don't want... These guys aren't great at fighting hammers. I mean, I could crash into them, sure, and do a bunch of damage. But realistically...
You're worried about the repercussions?
Yes.
When I hit you back?
Because I don't want to commit too many units to fighting the hammers, so I'm going to have to try and... We'll make up for that by going over here, I guess. And then you, I believe, were the proud owner of that wound die. Boop. And then the Vampire Lord, right there. With one shooting attack here, it's going to be the Pestilent Breath from the Zombie Dragon. He's going to breathe all over the hammers in front of them. Now, the rule is I roll a die. If I roll under the amount of models in the unit, it hits. So it automatically hits, but it wounds on a 2. Hey, Ren 3, so no save.
Yeah, 4 up save.
And D6 damage. 1 whole damage.
Okay, I'll pull from this side.
Yep, that's fair. Breath gets over there.
Yeah, so
It's charge time. I'm gonna charge with the Vampire Lord first.
bring it in.
He will roll a 6, which is good enough. We're just, because the base is so big, I can't do anything super fancy, like fly into the trees and hit the very corner. We're just gonna have to hope that...
Ooh, it's dangerous, eh?
It is dangerous, but there's less models there than there are over there.
It's less dangerous than over there.
This is technically safer than over there. And we're gonna charge over here. Blood Knights. Haha!
Psych!
They go 10. Nice. They don't need to use a musician. That's gonna leave room for Neferata to squeeze in there. Though she's not great. Jeez. 11, eh?
Save it.
Interesting.
Where are you gonna go with 11?
Maybe we can go over there.
I don't think you'll be able to get over there. There's a big tree in your way.
It's true. You're probably right. Yeah, she'd be on top of the trees. So
That would hurt. They're prickly.
Bam, right there. Super safe. Ish. Vorgeist, charging. 7.
Hey, they made it.
Well, we are gonna commit these fine boys to this steam tank, or some like to call it a stank. We'll go 7,
You've got the objective. Unless somehow I survive and kill tons of models, which
More importantly, I could move a little bit more. I'm just going to see if I'm within 6 enough out of there, I'll keep it there. But if I need to scooch a little bit more, I'll go the full 7. I just have to go about 3/4 of an inch deeper in. So within 6, everything will have death. Well, except for the Bat Swarm. But Bat Swarm, in a perfect world, will be safe here. So we'll see. And then we charge. We'll say the Vampire Lord. See if he. Bam! He's impetuous.
Oh!
Double 1. Oh. Okay,
You got 1 command point.
No, I used it on their.
Oh no!
They charge.
Hold it.
It's okay.
They got a minimum 6.
They thankfully have a crutch, and their musician lets them go minimum 6. Double 1s in a row.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
You rolled 11 when you didn't need it, and then double 1s when you could have used just. Oh, I really hope you don't get a double turn. Look at that lineup of guns.
I know. That's the gamble I'm taking
That's just
here.
like if I go next, it's just going to be blam, because you're definitely destroying these guys. There's no way you're not getting for 10 wounds.
They have a 3-up save though, so
And 6 up
see.
to ignore, but still, you're not killing them. You have +1 attack.
I got the +1
D3
attack.
damage on the charge.
It's
you're
all very
fine.
conducive to my plan here that they break through that, and then in a perfect world get the double turn and crash into the artillery. Now I hate the double turn, but I'm in a bad spot, so
Can you fall back and charge with them?
only him.
Okay, because the question I have in my head right now, I have 1 command point, just so you know. I could save it for Inspiring Presence.
It's true. Yeah.
And if somehow you don't kill 10 models, I could
hoping
have
to kill
one guy
10.
tag
Yep.
you, and then if you double turn,
That's the risk I'm taking.
then you're kind of screwed anyways. But what I really want to do is have the Warden King do his ability, choose your Vampire Lord or Vampire whatever to get all my guys +1 attack against, because I'll be able to get like 11 of them in there. That's 11 more attacks.
Do they get unit bonuses for their size?
No,
No?
they got a discount,
Okay, well, there's
but
that.
which is good enough, right? You don't need both. And so that's my quandary right now, because these guys are already immune to battle shock with him nearby.
Right.
And so, but the question is, how likely is one Longbeard to survive over here and be a crutch in case you get a double turn? I'll tell you in a second. Doing the math on these guys, the likelihood of one guy surviving is incredibly low. So I'd rather, at the beginning of the combat phase, spend a command point and
Reroll hit rolls.
yeah. So
an extra attack.
an extra attack against him.
Ooh.
And I already get to reroll wound rolls of 1 because these guys are still complaining.
That's true.
But it's hard because if somehow I end up with only 1 guy left, or 2 guys left, or 3 guys left, and they run and you get a double turn, then that's actually a big deal. But I think I'd rather take the chance of just mortal wounding this guy a ton and crippling him. So that's what I'm going to do. Final answer.
Should also note, combat phase, he's going to drink from his artifact goblet, so he gets +1 to hit with his lance and wound.
And
as well.
wound, right?
But if he doesn't do any wounds, then he suffers D3 more.
You have to keep track of his, specifically his, or just if the model doesn't do any wounds?
It's really old, so I think technically, as long as the mount does some damage too.
Right, because technically we don't allocate from weapons.
Exactly.
You roll all your hits and saves,
Right.
then we allocate
Unless it
wounds.
says, yeah, unless it says
That's
to
fine.
specifically
I don't
launch.
care. You're going to do wounds. So it
I
doesn't really
should be
matter.
able to do wounds. Now the question is, I'm not going to go. I don't care about going first with them. The only reason I want to go first with him is because if Matthew does go first here, I'm probably going to lose a couple skeletal claw attacks with the dragon. They're already going to be immune to battle shock, so I don't think it's going to matter all that much. Again, the whole part of this plan is a double turn here, so he can just fall back and charge something else later on. And he heals wounds when he kills things as well. And once per game, he can drink from a goblet to heal D6 wounds. So
In your hero phase.
in my hero phase. So if I go first over here, because what's the rend on the steam tank's wheels?
-1. It's 4s and 3s, -1, 2 damage.
I think I'm still gonna go first over here because it's so random. It could do nothing.
Oh yeah, you saw last time. I killed 1 swarm of bats.
It's on 4s, yeah. It's just not a good attack. I don't think there's any reason to go first over there. So the vampire, even though I'm not gonna kill enough to mitigate the attacks on me, I'm still gonna go first over here just to get the extra attacks from the sword-like claws. So Vampire Lord, Zombie Dragon, swinging into these guys first. Can't mitigate any more attacks by piling in because I'm already up against the tree here. Swing with the Death Lance, hitting on 2s. We get to reroll 1s because we charge. We're Blood Dragons, 2s to wound. Okay, not bad. I believe that's rend 1.
So -1 rend,
Yes.
5 up save. So
Okay.
2 of them get through, and that's 3 damage each.
Yes, for the charge.
I'm definitely yanking from this side.
Right. Because they're going to be
Because
dragged over there anyways.
I actually looked at it, and the line was right about here. You're going to kill enough that I can just totally pile in that way.
Gotcha. The Zombie Dragon's Maw attack is going to nom some dwarves, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s, because I charged. That was a 4.
That was a 4.
We have 2 hits, and 1 wounding hit, because the 2s do not. We rend 2.
6 up save. How much damage?
D6. It's the exact same profile as the Terrorgeist, except it doesn't do flat 6 mortal wounds on 6s to hit.
So 4 more die.
4 more. And then we have 7 attacks with this
Do you see how quickly they fall?
They do fall, yes. I'm aware. I'm happy I'm killing them, but I'm not going to be mitigating. I have to kill to that guy to mitigate an attack.
Well, you might.
7 sword-like claw attacks on 4s. Rerolling any 1s because I charged. That's a poopy roll. Hey, we got 3 hits. That's okay. I'm a little bit happier with that. I would have liked to see 5, but
Of course.
can't always get what you want. 2 wounding hits at Ren 1.
5 up.
Oh, just 2 damage.
2 damage?
Yep.
So 2 more die.
And that's all he's got. Only doing 1 damage with the breath attack.
Not bad. You killed like half of them almost. So that was pretty good. Over here, I'm going to choose this steam tank
Right.
to try to finish off a Vargeist. Not likely. Try to crush you first. D6 attacks. You can see
right,
4s
yeah.
to hit, and that's done.
Okay.
And then the guy on top's going to whap you,
Yep.
and he misses. Yeah,
Alright, so I'm
that's what I expected to do.
I'm going to go, because I don't feel like taking any damage over here, with these Blood Knights is the plan. Ooh. Do Neferata first, just to see if she kills it. If she does, then I'll be able to have 1 Blood Knight pile in and attack over here later on if I need to. She got 5 attacks with her Obsidian Dagger, Akhmet Har, hitting on not the 1, and then wounding.
You charge those when she gets to reroll ones.
She is. That's weird. Let me go look at that
She
actually.
gained the keyword?
I don't know. She technically does get the Blood Dragon trait. Yeah, she hits, so that does hit. And 3's to wound, so that's my wound roll from the previous one. So that's 5 wounding hits at Ren 1.
With 3 up becomes a 4 up. So I take 2 more wounds, I'm down to 8.
Right, and if it does survive after all of her attacks because it took damage from the dagger, he will be removed
When is that rolled?
at the end of her attacks.
Well, then just roll right now.
Yeah, so yeah, why wouldn't you ever just roll it right now on a 6? No, he's fine.
Okay.
Attacking with her glaive, like sword thing, Akenseth. Hitting on 2s, rerolled 1 for the Blood Dragon trait, I suppose. Feels weird, but okay. 3's to wound. We have 2 wounds at Ren 2, 2 damage.
Well, then I get a 5 up against that. Was it 2 you said?
2, yeah. And that's 4 damage.
I'm down to 4.
Ooh, and then we have the mount. 6 attacks with the mount, Nagadron. Wild name. Forced hit, rerolling 1s. That's a great roll. This is the first. You know what? I complain all I want. Their mounts typically suck. 3's to.
Did the 6s not do mortal wounds? Or
No, that's the spirit host.
Oh, so you still have those to
I
do
do
as well.
still. So these are all Ren 2, 2 damage.
Jeez. Okay, well, I'm probably dead from that. 5 up. I am dead.
All right. So I do kill it
I
with.
don't think I explode, but let me double check.
All right. No explosion.
No explosion rules for these guys. I'm gonna choose the Longbeards next. It's either them or the Hammers. And I just realized that I can actually, because I knew Luca wasn't gonna fight these first.
Right.
I know I can mitigate, because this guy's 4 inches away exactly. So what I can do is I can pile in.
Right.
And then see, he's right here, he's gotta end up closer to that one, so.
It's technically still closer. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good move. I didn't consider that until. Well, I guess technically to your because I'm like, oh, if you choose to go with them, you'll pile in closer to me and fight. I'm like, I didn't
I can
consider
pile
the
it
fact
away.
you pile
And
it
if I
away.
had thought of that, I may have saved the command point, because that's a lot less attacks.
Right.
I still think it's going to be overkill with your 4 guys, but if it's not, I regret. Well, only if you get a double turn.
Right.
You've got to not kill them. I've got to fail my bravery, which I probably would, and you've got to get a double turn. If all those happens, deep regrets.
They should all be attacking but 1 as well.
These 2 actually. I got it because I had to pile back.
Oh, that guy there, yeah.
Yeah, so we got 8 of them. Yeah, I technically could kill 2 guys with this, but not likely. 3's to hit. No rerolls there, but we got 4's to wound, also with no rerolls, because I did not complain about that. Oh yeah, I could kill 1.
Their blood shields give them a 3-up save, which they will still fail 1, but we have a hero nearby. Okay, we take 1 damage, but as long as we kill a model, we're going to heal, and I'm probably going to kill a model. So let's put
Well, I think you're being a little
There we go.
presumptuous.
There we go. I'll put a die there for now. He's at 2 wounds left. Because Matthew's already gone with the steam tank on the far side, I'm just going to go ahead and resolve combat.
Do me a
over
favor
here.
and kill all of them, otherwise I'm going to really regret not keeping that command point.
Right.
So please, just kill them all.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I'm going to pile in here. It's not going to change anything. He's going to end up there instead.
You'll still get 4 of them.
And I'm still going to get my 4th guy attack. He's just going to end up there, and then you'll end up about there, not attacking.
There you go.
Attacking with the lances. 3's to hit, rerolling any 1s.
Well, it's been nice knowing you, Longbeards.
4
You lived
misses.
this long, but no longer.
Oh, this could be hard to get through here as well,
We'll see. 3's to wound.
No, okay, there we go. So we got 5 to
10.
10 wounding hits.
-1 rend.
-1.
I got a 3 up in close combat, so 4 up. Yeah, there's 4 of them so far.
Oh, it's only 4, eh?
Oh no, I'm gonna survive. And I'm gonna regret. No, regrets are coming.
It's gonna be, oh wow, 2, 4, 6 damage so far.
Okay, and I ignore them on 6s. 5 guys died.
Only 5
My
guys.
goodness, I could survive this. What's going
true.
on?
Huh.
You still got.
Attacking with the nightmares now. They have 12 attacks.
Yeah, I was
Why
gonna
do
say
I
they
have
had the +1 attack.
There we go. 12 attacks with the horses, hitting on 4s. Rerolling hit rolls 1 because we charged.
Oh no, yeah, I'm gonna survive, aren't I?
I don't know. Well, hopefully you run away.
Well, that's just it.
Five wounds, no rend.
No rend? No! Breathe. Okay, 6 is to ignore. Oh, one more dice.
Only one more
Oh
dice.
no! I lost 6. You're -1 bravery, but I'm +1 bravery.
Correct.
Oh, they could all run. No! I've never felt so sad about my units not dying. I didn't think about the fact that I could pile away from you. And then, you know, the rolls were a little in my favor too.
Yeah, no, I definitely should have gone first with them over there.
11 guys getting 3 attacks each because of the Warden King. 33 attacks, hitting on 3s. No rerolls. Oh, that's, ooh. Oh. Longbeards are still grumbling, so 3s do wound rerolling 1, 6s do mortal wounds.
Two mortal wounds, that's less than we thought there'd be.
Well, I got all these ones to reroll.
That's true.
Though.
We counted for 4-ish with the reroll.
Yeah, but I rolled bad on the hit roll.
Yeah.
So I got lots of wounds, but you're going to be 3 up. No rerolls, though. So 2 mortal wounds.
He does have Mystic Shield on him.
You didn't turn it back on.
Yeah, he did. He cast it on himself.
I thought he cast...
His other spell's Blood Boil.
Oh, you didn't Blood Boil.
Yeah.
That's right, you did Mystic Shield.
16 saves. I have a 3 up because we ignore the rend. Rerolling 1s.
Oh, there's 2 2s in there so far. Give me some more.
3 2s.
Only 3 get through, plus 2 mortal wounds.
Right, so we have the Deathless
Yeah,
Thralls.
you're fine.
And I take just 4 damage, bringing it down to 10, I believe. And he's going to heal a wound at the end, so I'll just count that now.
Sure.
So he's going to heal a wound, and then the Blood Knights over there are going to heal a wound as well. So you're going to go down to 11. That's accounting for the wound he heals. You are going to have to pile the Vargeist out of range of Neferata to make room for that 1 Blood Knight to make it into attack in case we need his help. 7 attacks between the 2 Vargeist, including the Vargoyle, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, and wounding on 3s. And only 3 wounds at rend 1.
4 up. How much damage?
2 each.
So 4 damage, I'm down to 8.
No, I'm not going to commit the Blood Knights to that. In case I get a double turn, they'll be free to go charge over in this direction. If he had like a couple of wounds left, I would have done it. Okay, well that should be it for combat. This is when he would heal his wound, and they would heal their wound. We've already done that. Neferata didn't take any wounds. The Blood Knights didn't kill anyone, so we don't get to heal the wound on the Blood Knights either. But that's okay, because we killed the steam tank altogether. So, scoring.
Oh, Battle Shock.
Battle Shock first.
So my hammers are immune because the Warden King is nearby.
Correct.
And well, it's not the Warden King specifically, it's any dispossessed hero. But here, okay, so we're at Bravery 7, +1 from the banner, -1 from your banner, so I'm at
7.
Oh, I'm at 8, because they grumbled. No, yes,
they
they're
did the
grumbling.
6 up to ignore damage.
No, the grumble, the 6
Oh, that
up
was
to
the
ignore
prayer.
was the prayer.
Yes. Oh, that's right.
Their grumbling was +1 bravery. Ooh, okay, all right, so this is a little better. Bravery 8, I lost 6 guys. I don't care about losing more,
Right.
I care about losing all.
Yes.
I'm gonna lose D6 -2. So if I roll a 6 right here, those 4 are all gone.
100%.
So in order for me to super regret spending that command point over there, which I already do because I did hardly any damage to you, so like who cares? Although you'd have taken no damage otherwise. I need to roll not a 6, or if I do, you need to not get a double turn.
Oh, 1 altogether.
Nobody runs.
You're fine. There you go. Look at
Okay, whew.
Whew.
Now, battle round 3.
Oh, it's scoring for me, for anyone who's
Oh yeah,
curious.
I guess you need to score.
I do get 3 points for that because I have Battle Line on it and
You
more
got
models.
more models.
I don't have this one.
No.
And I do have this one with Battle Line, so it's another 5 victory points. Which objectives are going to be?
Oh, which one do I don't want it to be the one way over
Right.
there. I don't mind this one again, actually, because I think as long as you don't double turn me, I'm right up.
I want that one and kind of okay with that one. That one,
The middle one would be okay for me too, I think, because I think it's going to take you a little while to
Yes.
get rid of all of them. The answer is the middle one.
Oh,
That's
it
a
is.
2.
Yeah, that's the 2. Okay, well, it's better than that one for me because I'm going to lose all this again. I took a gamble.
Well,
and
we'll see.
failed.
We'll
Yeah.
see. If you get a double turn, you're fine. Well, you're not fine because I guess they still have to fight.
Right.
So yeah. Let's roll off for double turn. I win ties.
There's one. Got
Oh, okay. It's my turn next.
That's fine.
Get a command point. Then Lord Ordinator is going to try to give some better battle plans to the Rune Lord. So far, the Rune Lord's not listening. 4+. Still no
Not yet,
extra
not
command
yet.
point. Start of the hero phase as well. The commander is going to order some emergency repairs. So D3, I get 3 wounds back.
So that's instead of pushing the engine?
Yes, he can't do that if you... Sorry, start of the hero phase, I decide to push the engine or not. And then in the hero phase, he can order a heal if he's not pushed the engines, the more
Right.
pressure thing. And swing all the way back over here. Rune Lord is going to give +1 to one of the war machines on a 2+. Oh no.
Oh.
And then on a 2+, he can give another bonus. He'll give 6 up ignoring wounds to the Longbeards again, because that seemed to do something. And then my Longbeards need to keep complaining about something. So the Longbeards here will complain about, give me reroll 1s to wound.
Okay.
And then the Longbeards on the other side will complain and +1 bravery than themselves. In my movement phase, I'm going to retreat the Longbeards. I'm going to keep one of them in range of the objective, and then we're just going to, do our best to block. Yeah. And then the obvious hope is that I whap, and they're all dead, and I take the objective. Oh wait, I need 2 on the objective.
It shouldn't be that difficult. Yeah, you'll need a second model. That shouldn't be hard to do though. To take out the Blood Knights, that is.
We'll see. And then the only other real movement, I think the artillery are fine where they are. I could slowly move up to grab the objective, but honestly, I don't think I need to. Warden King will just kind of move up. And then the Longbeards, I'm going to roll a run on the Longbeards and kind of protect them.
Just to extend their aura.
It's more about just getting around him so you can't easily get to him.
Right. I have I do have some offense 12-inch range spells that do mortal wounds, but
whatever.
Could be 2d3.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. What am I going to do about that, huh?
I suppose, Not much.
So I'm going to stay, make sure you don't have any 2-inch range weapons in range of me, and they're just going to run around and protect the Warden King. Back in my day, we cared about the Warden Kings enough to protect them with our lives.
And then, I think we said we're keeping the steam tank in combat.
Yeah, and let's just go straight to shooting.
Okay.
He's just going to shoot backwards.
Yeah, I suppose
into the Vargeist. That's his target. I'm not going to spend my 1 command point, because 3 rounds of rolling 4 pluses, I haven't got any more command points. I would have otherwise. So the bats could be -1 to hit, and then I'm just going to shoot backwards. Just so everybody knows, I do know I made a mistake when I charged the steam tanks. I forgot to roll for the mortal wounds in the bat, so they could have been dead, but whatever, at this point, whatever. So we're going to start with his steam cannon, so it'll hit on a 5 instead of a 4. See, it didn't matter. And then 2d6 shots with a steam gun, so 6. Hitting on 5s instead of 4s. Oof, didn't matter there. And then wounding on 2s now that he's healed back up. So 1 wound, no rend.
5 up, we're good.
You're good.
And then the long rifle?
Long rifle hits on 4s because of the bats. Oof, jeez. And then D3 shots with the repeater handgun, hitting on 5s. Wow, I missed a lot of shots because of that. Okay, maybe that did matter. Although I don't think it matters in the long run because you've got more than enough to deal with the steam tank. If I just kill him 1 Vargeist, it's not a big deal. However,
this is where I will get punished for my ambitious maneuvers.
Hey, no, it was good maneuvers. You gotta hope for something, right?
And I got points because of it. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, exactly. It just didn't work. We're gonna start with this Hellblaster. Both of them have none of them got the +1 to hit from that, but they're gonna be hit on 2s anyways, because Lord Ordinator's getting +1, and they get +1 to hit against a target that's within 12 inches.
Right.
So we're gonna start the first one into the Blood Knights. 3d6 shots, hoping for no doubles. You know what, I'll keep it 10. It's good. So 2s to hit, re-rolling 1s. Ooh, look at those 3 1s. Juicy, juicy 1s, all hits. 3s to wound though, no re-rolls here. Oh, so we got 6.
Rend 1 puts them to a 5-up save, which they're gonna make, all but 1 so far. Deathless Thrall, 1 damage.
Oh!
Okay. We still have 3 more War Machines.
Yeah, but if on average they keep doing that, then you're fine. Second volley gun will do 3d6 shots. I'm gonna keep the low 8 and not re-roll it because there's not a double. It's better than 2s to hit, re-rolling 1s. Okay,
I'll take like any misses or fails I can get here.
3s to wound. Okay, there's 7 more.
Rend 1, so 5 ups again. Okay, we make a couple. Still pretty happy with that, but these are Deathless Thralls. Stopping 2 more, 3. That does.
You're doing very well.
I am doing very well, yeah. This guy's down to 2 wounds remaining over there.
And then the CELESTAR Ballista number 1 into the Blood Knights. I think I might want to just roll both of these at the same time. He's got 4 shots at this range, hitting on 4s because of the Lord Ordinator. Re-rolling 1s.
Aye, okay. That's
What do you mean aye? That's
Sorry, I thought that was 3 hits.
That was only average. And then we do only 3 hits. You're surviving this, man. 3s to wound, -2.
6 up.
Stop it!
1 and
stop it.
Thrall.
Okay, 2 more. That finishes the one off.
I'll have 3.
Yeah, that's it. I've got 1 more, but unless this all of a sudden spikes high, you're fine. 4 more shots, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. Come on, give me 1 more. Give me 1 more.
Oh.
No! Oh, that was down to 3.
He's down to 3, yeah.
2d6 hits. Give me double 6. 7. Well, I can't complain about 7. 3s to wound. I should have moved
That's a good roll.
forward. Yeah, you're surviving it though. 6 of them, -2 each.
Ballista. 6s. Ooh, yikes.
Can I kill 2? No more 6s. No more 6s. Ah,
1. Okay.
almost killed 2.
1 guy with 1 wound. That'll be the.
I should have gone forward with the Lord Ordinator and the other heroes and been like, screw it, we're coming. Although I got a couple handguns.
I don't think.
I got a couple shots in the hand. So we got a couple pistols, and because I don't have any of the special equipment, he actually gets +1 to hit.
Right.
So 3s to hit. Can we finish off that guy? 3s to wound. Oh, -1, so 5 up.
Oh, you're gonna get him.
Double 6, double 6.
6. You got him.
And the
Ooh.
wound is going to come over here as well. So
Okay,
the
you know what?
Castellan has 2 wounds remaining.
But I don't take the objective.
Actually, we both have 2 models on us, right?
Yeah, unless I charge in. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's try. Ballista here. We'll try to charge. No, that's not in. Ballista 2 has room to charge.
Right, it'd be a little awkward movement, though. 9?
9? I don't know. Let's see. 4. Let's. We got to clear him to here. I have to get within ½ an inch, right? Okay, that's as far as I guess with 9. So while it is within an engagement range, or whatever you want to call it,
It looks like it's about ½ an inch off for a legal charge.
it's not within ½ an inch, so he does not make the charge. Let's try the Rune Lord just for fun.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Because he can fit through that little gap.
That's true. Double
And
1.
nope.
Hey, that looks familiar.
And that's it. So I don't get that objective back. It's not the important one, but that's
But-
still 2 points I would have got because I still have BATTLELINE alive there.
Interesting. What
So-
an interesting outcome.
Yeah. So we're gonna fight, and we're obviously
Fighting first here, of course.
So the question is, do I bother? Once again, the question of do I use my 1 command point?
You're gonna have a couple more attacks.
Yeah, I know, but it's just seeing your 3 up rerolling 1s. I could get lucky. I have Grudge to reroll 1s to wound, so I might as well commit. Because if I get lucky and really take him down,
Well, the 6s to wound will be good.
what the heck? What the heck? What do I got to lose?
Solving the
like,
grudge?
where do I need? Like, I don't need insane bravery on those 4 guys anymore
Right.
because they're at such a. You've lost your banner, so they're actually going to be a bravery 9 when you
Yeah.
fight them. So even if you killed 3 of them, the other one won't run. So I just have to basically, yeah, I'm gonna choose him. Everybody gets +1 attack. Just got to see how many will be in range. Looks like everybody but these last 3 will be in range once I pile in. So a few more got in, and then we'll attack 3 attacks each. Already used it. Oh, I see. Just
Yeah,
keep going.
he's gonna drink from the goblet again to give himself +1 to hit wound with his lance. It's a little more risky because it doesn't do it's the same risk as before. I don't know what I'm talking about. There we go. I'll still do it.
And I have 42 attacks. We're going to do these 21 at a time.
Right.
So these will be 3s to hit. No rerolls.
That's pretty good.
Not horrible. I rolled all the 6s to hit, though. I need those 6s because I got to randomize the dice to get in my hand. I don't want them to flip over to the other side, right? 3s to wound, rerolling 1s. See? Where's the 6s now?
There's a couple right there.
No, this is 2. This is 2.
So here's 12 saving throws. These are 3 ups, rerolling 1. Jeez, for
1
Mystic
fail
Shield.
for sure. So 3 fails plus the 2 mortal wounds. That's 6s to ignore.
That takes
So 4? Okay.
So he's down to 7 on the
That's,
first
that's,
volley.
that's what I did the last time with all of my attacks, so that's good. 3s to hit. Okay, I'm glad to see less.
Ooh.
I'm glad to see less 6s this time. Last time I rolled to hit, I rolled tons of 6s, but I want to save those for the wounds. 3s to wound, re-rolling 1s. Still only 2 6s.
Okay.
That's what I was really hoping to
that
spike.
gives me hope.
Yeah, only 2 more 6s, but lots of wounds though.
3s to save. Ooh, that's kind of scary.
4 through so far, plus re-roll the 1.
Okay.
So 4 get through plus the 2 mortal wounds, so that's 6. Which you
Right.
ignore then on 6s.
Is that 6? There we go. I can't count for some reason. Is that 6? There we go.
Oh, nice. 4 more. Okay, you know what?
3.
I'm happy with that.
He's pretty hurt. That's
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the next logical choice are the Vargeist going. 7 attacks with them, hitting on 3s. We have a miss. No rerolling. Not that I rolled in 1s. 3s to wound. That is 5 wounding hits at rend 1.
4 up. How much damage each?
2 per, so 6.
6. I'm down to 5.
And that's, you can go attack back.
Oh, okay. The losing wounds doesn't change his profile.
Well, isn't that good for his extraordinary melee attacks?
D6 attack.
Oh, no!
Oh, you spoke too soon.
Oh,
I'm gonna kill all of
I do want to correct one thing. I meant to pile back in to get
To get
range-
your
yeah, to
6
get
up
to
ignore.
Narset.
That's
Not Narset, Neferata.
Whatever. You're worrying too much. Watch
I am,
this.
I am.
4s to hit. Oh, okay. See, but you're still worrying too much. Watch this. 3s to wound. Okay, I take that back. Minus.
6 of saving throw. Make none, so that's 6 damage.
Oh.
That could kill, like, if I didn't
If
do
you
the
don't roll
pilot-
any 6s, so
Okay.
you got 2 wounds left.
Ooh, on the Vargoyle. Who's that Vargeist? And the Vargoyle's got 2
Well, I could finish him off. I'm gonna beat you with.
Oh, yeah, you got
with my
the-
sword.
The sword.
5s to hit. Wah! All right.
All right.
And that is. Well, you get to hit me back. I was gonna say that's it.
I'm gonna attack with the lance. 2s to hit, and 2s to wound. All wound but 1. Rend 1.
It's not
2 damage.
It's not 3 damage anymore.
So if you make both these saves, I take D3 wounds at the. Oh, well, there's the mount too and everything.
But still,
Right.
the weapon has to do the.
I think so. Well, we'll figure it out. Just to fail a save, we don't have to worry about it.
So it's -1 rend.
-1, yeah.
So 5 up.
Okay,
Oh.
so it's 2 damage.
So 2 of them die.
Yeah, it would only be the weapon. Never mind, don't have to worry about it. So it's the weapon.
I failed
You
one
made
of
it.
them.
Yeah. We got the
You could have died though.
we got the dragon attacking with his bite. We got 1 hit and a wound at Ren 2,
So 6 up save.
which is D6 damage.
And oh, only 1 more.
Feels bad.
You know what? I'm killing the leader so they don't lose coherency.
Okay. You could have killed that guy.
I don't care.
4 attacks with the skeletal claws. We have 2 hits and 2 wounds at Ren 1.
So 5 up.
And that is
2 damage
4
apiece.
more dead.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess.
At the end of the combat phase, he heals for the hunger.
And then you'll get D6 back into your hero phase.
He could get more with Vile Transference, his built-in spell. Well, not built-in spell, the spell I picked for him, but that's assuming it works.
End of my turn. I still don't hold the objective where the steam tank is. Obviously still hold the middle one, which is the important one and has battle line, so that's 3 points.
Yeah.
Did not take back this one.
Yeah.
That's 2 points I'm not getting. That's a big deal.
All right, so you only get the 3 then.
Yeah, so 3 points. But I'm still winning 15 to 10 right now.
Correct. In my hero phase, I gain a command point, proud owner of 1. We are obviously going to have him drink from his vial or goblet of blood, which is a once per game ability Vampire Lords have. And I might as well, no, you know what? Okay, so he doesn't actually have one modeled on him, so I'm not going to do
You
it.
can pretend, I don't care.
It's one, yeah, so that's the one I've always been, I didn't discuss it with Matthew beforehand. I'm
I don't care.
Okay, so he's going to drink from his. He'll go back up
Hey,
to
it
full.
was back, yay.
He's going to drink from his and get 5.
Oh!
Ooh, he goes up to 9.
That hurts. So you know my Rune Lord is close enough to unbind.
Okay, so that's, well,
So you want to heal yourself with your next spell, right?
he's gonna cast Vile Transference now, which is the heal. It's the way it works. I pick an enemy unit within 12, and then I pick a death unit within 6 of them. Every wound that the enemy unit suffers, that death unit I picked heals 1 wound.
You mean like for the rest of the phase kind of thing?
No, like for sorry, that spell does D3 mortal wounds.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So Vile Transference,
Requires what?
not the 5, it's the 7, I believe.
All right.
So that fails. He's only level 1. That means I'll go over here and cast Amaranthine Orb. You're in range to stop this. It's a line of D6 mortal wounds. We've double won that, okay. And then back to Neferata, who will Dark Mist. Dang.
Uh-oh. You can't reroll that either, can you?
Yikes, no way.
Oh no, you don't get a 3-up invulnerable.
Ooh, okay,
That
well,
actually well, I don't know. I've got so few left that you might just bite me first and kill me anyways.
right, well, you can fall back and charge because of Dark Mist.
And get your extra damage and
Get my
reroll
extra
ones to
damage,
hit.
yeah. Or I could just stay in combat and do the Pestilential Breath, which would automatically hit.
You're fine. I'm not killing you. You got 9.
We're still gonna go with Mystic Shield. It's gonna benefit him a lot. We got it with an 8.
Hey, Missile Shield.
He gets to reroll, save rolls 1. And then that should be it for magic. Now, I do have a command point, which I could use on... I am going to use it on Neferata's ability. It's called Twilight's Allure. It's a while at full wound, she has a 15-inch aura of -1 to hit for all attacks. I just typically use that later in the game when she gets stuck in combat. Blood Knights are going to move towards the middle and try and take the middle. Neferata has to make a decision. Does she go to take out the steam tank, or does she just leave the Vargeist over here with the Bat Swarm to deal with it? Because she can provide her -1 to hit aura for the middle. Empire Lord on Zombie Dragon is going to fall back. 12-inch move. He's going to fly to about here, actually, with that move. Because he's healed quite a bit. Over here, we are going to fall you back, because I think we're going to commit Neferata to this.
Clear the flank, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have you actually just go flying way back there. I think it's more important to kill this off because he could randomly just spike high, and then if he's dead, I don't have to. Your dwarves, I don't have to worry about anything coming over here. So Neferata's gonna fly to there. And I think I'm just gonna use these guys as a distraction to try and take out the remaining he's at full wounds, to take out the remaining battle line over here. So we'll just move there with your 2 moves.
Just don't roll your double 1s and you're fine.
Right, there we go. No shooting because I fell back with him. I kind of regret using Twilight's Allure. Probably should have used it on him rerolling hit rolls, but he's already going to be rerolling hit rolls 1.
I think you're.
I think I'm okay.
I think the middle is. I think all my models except my artillery are about to disappear.
Which is like the first thing you typically want to try and remove. Like for me, I want to try, but it's the last thing to go. So we'll start charging with the Vampire Lord who is on his horse. That's
Hey, you
4.
made it.
Welcome to the world of good enough, and then we'll. You know what? I don't even have to roll his. He's just going to go. He goes 6.
Even without the musician.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have the musician. You're right. Good call. There he goes 4. Always used to have the musician. The Vampire Lord will declare a charge. Hey. Go 7. Ooh, a little.
We can stick them right in where you were playing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go right there. I'll go keep them within an inch so I can get within half an inch of them to make it a legal charge and get them within. I'm gonna attack them, but I just want them to get extra attacks against me. Maybe I can stop a couple. And then the Blood Knights will declare a charge. Yeah, they're gonna take a 7. Charging there. And then the last thing to charge is Neferata and the Bat Swarm. So we'll do Neferata first. She was 10. First gonna go get within that half an inch. And then the Bat Swarm will declare a charge as well. 11, sure. Hey. And Yield Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon gets to go first, naturally. So he'll put all his attacks into the hammers. I want to make sure they're gone. Start with the Lance. I'm going to drink from the Goblet. Get +1 to hit and wound.
Oh, you recharged. You charged.
We're a Blood Dragon, though, yeah. 2s to wound. 3 at Ren 1.
Well, I'm going to make all 3 of my 5-ups and make you take your own damage. No, I didn't.
That's 9 damage.
So 9 damage.
Okay.
There's only 2 of them left.
Okay, so we've got the Dragon's Maw, which hits on 4s, rolling 1s, and 3s to wound. I'll double check. I don't think it's 2s. It's 3s to wound. Ren 2. Oh, the armor holds.
Yeah.
6 attacks with the claws, and 1 of these have to get through. 4s to hit. Reroll the 1. Okay, we got 3 hits and 3s to wound with a Ren of 1, so 2 wounds.
Okay. 5 up. Oh, how much
Just
damage?
2.
Okay, you got him.
Flat 2, yeah. And that is it for him.
The Warden King goes, "Oh, how dare ye!" And he comes in and he'll attack the Blood Knights. Maybe he'll kill one of them. 3s to hit. 3s to wound. Oh,
Okay.
1 gets through. -1, D3 damage.
5 of armor. We almost made
I
it.
almost made it. I could kill a guy if I do 2 damage and you don't make any 6-ups. 2 damage, that's the first part.
Deathless Thrall.
Ah, you made a 6-up. Down to 1 wound.
Down to 1 wound, yeah.
And you're about to heal that.
I'm gonna go with them because I don't want to lose a Blood Knight.
Yeah, 'cause the Longbeards could finish
they
off them.
could. So piling in, I got.
Yeah, you were closer to him, so you're able to. Although that does get you kind of scary for coherency.
I know. But I heal a wound if I kill models.
The
13 attacks into the old Longbeards, hitting on 3s. Reroll that 1/1, the singular 1. 3s to wound. Oof. Okay, not bad. 4, 8 wounds. Ren 1.
4-up save in close combat. 4 get through, D3 damage each, right?
Beautifully average.
Yeah. Yikes! That's all of them. That's 10.
10. Got him on the charge. Huzzah!
So they're not going to kill that last wound. And you
Right.
get a wound back at the end of
Yep.
combat, so we'll do that now.
And then since nothing else can attack over here, we'll heal this guy as well up to 10 because he killed at least 1 hammerer.
Well, then we'll have the Longbeards over here go. That doesn't really matter. Question is, could he get to him? He's closer to him.
You could maybe you should be yeah
That.
absolutely.
Now we got him. And then he
Goes over there.
comes over here, but he won't be able to get him. So 3 of them on him and 1 over there.
Boo.
The leader wiping 1 of them, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s.
Oh, it's enough to kill him. 3 up save.
He
Blood
did
shield.
saves though.
6 up to ignore the damage. I take the
Keep going.
1.
You still have 1 wound left, and I have 1 more attack on your whatever. Doesn't matter. You're about to do damage back. Nothing.
Okay. I'll go with that Blood Knight.
So you can heal.
Oh, the steam tank hasn't gone yet. Yeah,
Oh yeah, the steam tank.
I'll go with Neferata.
Oh, whatever. I had already written it off as dead, so I actually forgot about it.
Do you want to go with him?
No, it's fine.
Dagger.
No take backsies.
They all hit. And they all wound but 2. Rend 1.
They all wound but 2?
They all wound
You mean 3 out of 5?
So I had this.
All but 2.
I had this weird way of calling, I'll call the wounds. I'm like, oh wait, the dice haven't rolled yet, so I have to correct it based on the amount that, yeah.
So you were already saying all wounds?
Yes.
Before you saw.
Exactly.
-1?
Yes, correct.
4 up.
Oh.
I roll a 6 and I just die. Oh.
No.
I'm kind of excited to see that. How much damage otherwise?
Just 1.
Okay.
Now her other weapon, the sword glaive thing. 2s to hit. And 3s to wound at Ren 2, 2 damage.
5 up.
Oh,
Ha!
no damage. All right, well,
Ha!
we've got the mount, which has 6 attacks on 4s. Hitting on rerolling the 1. We have 2 hits. 3s to wound, Ren
No,
2.
it's all but 4.
Oh, but you're right. You're right. We got 1 wound, Ren 2.
All but 1. 5 up. Look,
2 damage.
I mean, all but 1.
You gotta stop. You're right.
I got all but 2 wounds left.
Let me get you with the ghost touch.
Jazz hands.
5s to hit.
Reroll 1s. There's
Nice.
3 more chances for 6s.
Oh, come on, 6s. No.
Still no 6s.
We got 2 hits. 4s to wound. 2 wounds, no rend.
So
1s and 2s.
3 up.
Oh,
Hey,
he's
I made
got
all but
1 wound left.
Oh, I've got all but 1 wound left.
Yeah, that's right. All but 1 wound.
Your bats could still finish me off, but first,
He gets to
he's
go.
going to try to kill the bats.
Absolutely.
That's right, bats, D6 attacks. Yeah, 4 attacks. Watch out, bats. 5s to hit, because you have a -1 aura going around you.
Actually, mine is 2 aura.
Whatever.
Oh, it's -1. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, this is
only for
shooting. Get
yeah.
one shooting.
It's -2 for
And then I'm
shooting.
going to smack you with my sword and miss, because I needed 6s. All right.
The bats are gonna go.
Oh, the bats.
5 attacks on 5s. Reroll the 1s because they're blood dragon bats.
Hey, all but 1.
All but 1. No wound. All right, so we got 1 wound left. She goes from killing 100% to doing like 2 damage, 3 damage, and then
Can you kill 4 Longbeards?
I will try. We're gonna go with the Castellan because I would like him to heal if possible. Reroll the 1. They all hit, and 3s. 3 wounding hits, rend 1.
So 4 up.
We do...
2 of them go through.
2 get to go through, and that's going to be a total of 4 damage.
That's it.
They don't... Oh, they had the bravery?
Oh, right.
They had the prayer,
They
yeah.
got the 6s. You're right. 6 up ignore. That's it.
Okay, we got him. And he heals the
And
wound.
he heals one, but she doesn't get anything.
No.
Does she want to pile in to the Hellblasters?
Yes, I think so.
Well, yes or no.
I will. I'll pile
It
it.
means that they'll have to fire at her.
I get to swing with the vampire too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a rule.
So the vampire lord is the exact same profile as the Castellan, just always gets the D3 damage. So 3s to hit, rerolling any 1s. There are no 1s. Okay, we got the nightmare. 1 hit and no wound. All right, well that's that.
That's embarrassing.
That is a little embarrassing.
Well, the Hellblasters are going to hit you back. You actually got within 3 inches of my Rune Lord, which is better for you, because as long as you survive,
Drill Master.
his Drill Master, his reroll 1s to hit is only if he's not within 3 inches of the enemy. So I'll come in and then we're all just going to have a party. Rune Staff, 4s to hit. 3s to wound? Yeah, no rend, D3 damage.
So it's a wizard staff without the rend. Okay.
Right,
Make
and,
our
then,
save.
and then I smack it with my Forge Hammer, 4s and 4s, no rend, 1 damage. Yeah, 1 hit. 1 wound. Oh,
Okay.
okay, that would have been embarrassing if it actually worked.
If I took a damage off that, super embarrassing.
And then my crew will attack. It's all counts as 1 model, so 6 attacks with the 2 Hellblasters. 5s to hit.
Okay.
So yeah.
I do nothing, you do nothing. Well, why is it that your artillery pieces don't have a minimum range, but my OCR Bone Reaper catapults do?
Oh, I feel so sad for Luca's Bone Reapers.
No, I get it. Catapult, you have to lob, right?
Yeah, these actually
just
look
point
at
blank,
them.
literally.
Look at them.
I know.
They actually get +1 to hit when you're close, because they're like, oh wait. Wow, 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 wow,
It just
wow.
sounds like they're engineered better, I wish I had.
No,
like,
they're not lobbing, and so they also need line of sight normally too.
I suppose.
So the question comes down to, do you get a double turn?
Oh, jeez. Points wise, though, I guess.
Oh, sure, there's points too.
Is it that one's the primary? So I get 3 for that.
You've got them all. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I messed up. Okay, I should have.
Oh, you left.
My battle line. I moved my battle line too far away. That's fine. So 3, 4, 5, 6 points.
So you're in the lead at the end of the battle round, 16 to 15.
Oh boy.
You're taking the table back.
We're on battle round.
I don't think
4.
I can win this, but I still want to roll one more time. Actually, yeah, because after this we're dead. I want to fire my artillery. I want to have a record-breaking 4 shooting phases where I get to fire my artillery. That's all I want. I know I'm not going to win.
That's only fair.
I know I'm not going to win.
So are we rolling for the primary or the double turn?
Primary, sure.
Primary's
It's,
gonna be
this one.
Dang, jank.
Well, who cares?
I care.
I think you got it.
I roll a 5.
Uh-oh. Are you going to take the double turn?
I'll let you have it if you really want to shoot your artillery.
I do. Thank you.
There you go.
I get a command point, and I ran away, so I no longer can whisper into the ears of my general.
Oh, he's too far away. Too
Far away. It didn't work anyways. He was giving bad advice the whole
Do you
time.
want to roll it for?
No,
No?
I don't want to. No, because then I'll roll the 4 plus. We're gonna come over here, and I'm gonna
Heal?
Yeah. No.
You should definitely push the engines.
No.
If I've ever seen a moment to push the engines,
No.
it was now.
So I get 3 back. So I'm back up to 4. No, because I rolled 2d6. You've allocated 11 wounds to me.
I know.
If I roll 10 or less on 2d6, then
take
he
D3?
takes D3 mortal wounds and dies.
I mean, the odds are not in your favor, but
May the odds be ever against you. And more hero phase stuff. Rune Lord is going to give a prayer, 2+. A Hellblaster, get +1 to hit.
sick.
And then another prayer, 2+. He'll give himself Rend.
Ooh.
-1 Rend, that's right. He's coming for you with his awesome attacks. And then, actually no, he's gonna give it to the gun guy.
Ooh.
He's gonna go pow pow. No. Yes. I don't know. Yes. No, gun guy. Gun guy for
Is
sure.
he Iron Rolled Arsenal, or is he?
I think it's, no, it's the prayer is just to any dispossessed.
Ooh, is he dispossessed though?
The
He probably-
Cogsmith?
Cogsmith should be.
Of course the Cogsmith is not dispossessed.
Is he Iron Rolled Arsenal?
He is.
What a surprise!
He's a Duerden. I keep thinking all Duerden are dispossessed. Or Fire Slayers or whatever. Or
He's
Carrot Killers.
forsaken his Duarden ways.
No, he's Duarden. He's just not dispossessed. All right, fine. He's giving. Threw a die away. He's giving himself -1 Rend. All right.
Excellent.
All right. And now in the movement phase, we're going to shuffle. And then we're going to come out. And the Lord Ordinator's coming for you.
Oh, he's got the weird lightning thunder clapping like.
Yeah, if he
hammer
gets
thing.
2 6s to hit or to wound, it does some mortal wounds or something. Who cares? All right, who cares? And now the shooting. So I don't get my reroll ones to hit anymore because I have an enemy within 3. Well, we'll do these one at a time because if one of them kills him, then I'll get it again. So Hellblaster number 1 made sure. Well, you know what? Just to make sure he was over there. He'd need to be within 3 inches to reroll this. I wasn't thinking about that. 3d6 shots. No doubles. Still no doubles. I didn't even need to reroll. So
yeah, it's wild. I've always been so hesitant to use all 3 loads.
Yeah. No, you gotta, right? You gotta. So hold on, I gotta see what I got. And they're both hit on 2s. I didn't even need the +1 blessing.
That's right, the
so
Ordinator helps.
Point blank, blah, right into the vampire.
Ooh.
Right into the face. Ooh. 2s to hit, no rerolling.
Aha, miss!
Aha, you gotta miss. 3s to wound. And, that's 6 wounds at -1 rend.
Okay, that's 5 up.
Yeah.
5 up save. Oh, Nelly.
All 2 6s or you're dead.
2 6s are dead. Oh,
You're
wow.
dead. Oh, jeez.
Annihilated him with the 1.
She's all over, right here. She's right here, okay? She's all over this rock formation. Oh, I'm so good at this game.
Bye-bye, Castellan.
Hellblaster into that one as well. 3d6 shot.
Of course.
Oh,
Hey, a double.
reroll with the engineer nearby.
Double.
So what happens? Do I take D3 mortal wounds or 1 mortal wound?
I know you can't fire and it's
I can't fire and I take 1 mortal wound. Whatever, I'm not gonna mark it. I'm conceding after this turn. I just want to see how much I can kill. So Celestar Ballista number 1, point blank. So 4D.
Don't you feel like my vampire?
I don't care.
Okay.
Shh. Let me have my turn.
Oh, you want the 4 shots?
Yeah.
No, it misses.
They all missed. I had the +1. Every single shot hit. The other one's gonna try.
Oh.
Turns out that these ones aren't.
Everything gets okay.
Reroll 1s because the guy's no longer. No, it doesn't matter. He didn't have enemies anymore.
3d6.
D6 shots each, or D6 hits each. Wow. So that's 11 hits. And 3s to wound. I think I just pasted him. He got -2 to that, so you got 6 up saves against 7 of them. And no deathless minions or whatever.
Oh yeah, my poor vampire.
He's dead!
Makes a 1 save. It takes 6 damage. It would have killed 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Yoink.
And then, as you're busy killing my Warden King, you can hear, let's get out of here! And
they start slowly packing up their war machines. That's what's gonna happen.
It's a realm of shadows, dude, all right?
Did the Stormcast Turtles have the ability to like...
Oh, you know what I forgot
blink in and out of existence?
Do you know what I forgot to do? I'm going to spend my 1 command point at the end of the movement phase.
Ooh. And to...
Oh, he's too far away. He's wholly with an 18 of a hero and blink him back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's just
like,
realm of shadows.
And I guess I get to fire my steam tank.
It's -2 to hit.
Okay, 6 to hit the cannon. Unless I want to spend my 1, no. Yeah, 1 command point, get +1 to hit. 5s to hit the cannon. Nope, all right. 2d6 gunshots, 6 shots.
This is on Nephrata, I assume?
No, bats. Killing the bats.
Oh.
5s to hit.
Wow!
And now that I'm hurt this much, I have to double check. It might be 4s to wound. Yeah, it's 5s to wound now. And then the guy on top will shoot his gun at you, and he misses.
And then D3.
And then D3 with his, I don't know why I'm doing these. And he misses. All right, awesome. Okay.
Cool.
I'm going to concede at this point. I think we know that you've won. You're ahead in points. And I'm about to lose these 2, because I'm in combat with both sides right here.
Well, he's got a 2-up save, but like he might get...
Sure, but he's not taking that objective back.
Right.
The steam tank is not killing Neferata. And even if you don't kill the steam tank, it doesn't matter. Because you get to go next. And this guy could, I don't know. I know the problem is I can keep holding this objective, and by the way, I'm not even on that objective. I just realized. But you're ahead in points.
And I got 2/3 of the table.
And yeah, there's no way I'm taking those 2 objectives back. But that was a hoot.
I'm super, I'll say it right now, I'm crazy happy I didn't get the double turn. I didn't know, I think I said it every turn, like, I don't want it. I even gave it away at the end.
Yeah,
but we had a heck of a game.
If you took it, it was just like, it was done. We were done.
Right.
Like, when you went next, we were done. So I had to kill 2 more vampires. It just felt good.
Right.
Thank you, Luca, for letting me do that. It felt very good.
That was a heck of a game.
Yeah. Let's go into our post game.
Hey, after you watch the post game for this battle report, in the MiniWarGaming vault, I have another battle report right now with our Lumineth Realm Lords to go up against Luca and the Soulblight. Now, if not already a vault member, you can click the link below, get yourself a 7-day free trial to watch that battle rep. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy wargaming.
Happy with the game, super happy with that outcome.
So here, I have a question for you. Because obviously, we're playing with subpar armies, so it's not. I don't think a huge tactical discussion here really makes sense. Because
I think there was good moves and we made mistakes, but like that's just general.
I mean more like in list building.
Right.
I was like, yeah, don't bring steam tanks. Don't bring Ironweld Arsenal. Like
the ballistas are great though.
The ballistas, although I'm happy with how they performed because
even Drill Master's nice.
Drill Master is like the must take. Yeah, if you do Greywater Fastness without the artillery, then what's actually really good is Free Guild Handgunners
Oh, yeah.
and Iron Drakes. Because when they move up, you get Drill Master and a bunch of them. You actually have access to a command ability in Greywater Fastness that I didn't use, because it only works on Handgunners and Iron Drakes to give them +1 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
And then you bring the Free Guild General on foot, who gives out
+1 to hit and wound?
+1 to hit and wound on 3 units, as long as they're not next to the enemy. And then the handgunners, when you charge them, they get to shoot you. Like it's not even necessarily like the best army or anything. It's just it's a much better Cities of Sigmar army.
Oddly enough, that looks, I can't think of the era off the top of my head, but the Napoleonic kind of, where you have like rows and rows of handgunners. That's what that army looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
And it performs very well.
It's very boring too, because in order for most of them to get their abilities, they have to stay out of combat and not move. And I don't like that.
Right.
And because I like the mobility aspect of the game. And like, even though I brought artillery, I still brought stuff to move up. Like I brought steam tanks to move up, hammers to move up, because I can't stand just gun lining it. Especially if you got a scenario where objectives are on both sides, it's a little different, like Scorched Earth. You can hunker down on your objectives and then just snipe forward. But yeah, it's not my play style. So yeah, there's a way better way to do Cities of Sigmar. Luca can play better than Soulblight, obviously.
But this is like this might be some of the best potential Soulblight I could do. Like
Yeah, I think it was a good list.
With our collection.
You were very sad to watch your bats just die, but they did
Right.
exactly what you wanted them to do.
In the end, they always,
tanked.
and I was able to perform well with just 2 units of Blood Knights in the Vampire Lord.
And that's
Never
with some
on that.
bad rolling on the one side, and I survived, and you weren't able to push through right away, but you never got a double
But
turn.
I think it didn't matter, right?
Yeah, exactly. So here's my question, because I just want to kind of brush aside talking about better list building on these obviously subpar armies, but I
Right.
was happy to bring a subpar army because I can't play this army against Bone Reapers or Karajan Overlords or against almost any other death army or against a decent destruction army. It's not going to work. So my question for you, Luca, is you just want Soulblight so bad.
I have for a long time, yes.
He's like frothing at the mouth.
Like before the whole global pandemic, but when the ogres came out, they showed off, they teased the Soulblight icon, and I was in love. I'm like, oh,
Well, that was my first question: is where have you seen teases for it?
So I've seen 2. It was when they showed off ogres, the Sons of Behemoth, and there was like something else in like a White Dwarf, or it was a Warhammer community article. It's like, here are the armies coming out. Here are the next 4 armies coming out.
What's the chance of that actually not being the next army coming out? But because the next thing that you're going to talk about is how they came out with some Warhammer Underworlds.
Right.
So
Because
could that tease have been for that?
Or
did they explicitly say, here's the next armies coming out for Age of Sigmar?
I'm like 99% sure that's what I remember, because like, here are the next 4 armies for Age of Sigmar coming out. It's like Ogre Mod Tribes. They only listed
That was a long time ago.
They only listed 2 of them, and then the other 2 were just icons.
And one of the icons was definitely a Soulblight icon?
It was like the vampire helmet, right? It was like the dragon scale plate, the red on black. It was the old Musilion kind of look, right?
Right.
And it was like, oh my gosh, yes, please. So I was in love with it. And now in Underworlds, they showed off a Soulblight team in Underworld, so it's got vampire and thralls.
Yeah.
And like, it kind of gives you an idea of what the aesthetic looks like, which is similar to this but updated, right?
Yeah, you basically, like, these are gorgeous models, but they're obviously outdated.
Right.
These are actually metal.
Those are metal. Those are ancient.
Yeah,
The
so-
newer Blood Knights are the exact same mold, but fine cast instead.
Right, and so obviously we could use some new ones, probably on bigger bases.
Yeah, so I would hope that it's the same aesthetic as this, the heavy plate on everything. Like maybe thralls could be lighter armored, not shock troops, but expendable troops.
Yeah.
Like a zombie equivalent, but obviously living, and they're just thralls. But I want to see vampires in heavy armor. I want to see them very gothic in style. I want to see very dark themes.
Because these are Blood Knights, so they're not vampires, right?
They are vampires.
Because when you look at their face, they're skeletons.
What? They're not skeletal.
Well, look at them. Either that or at least zombies.
They're Blood Knights. They're supposed to be lesser vampires.
Oh, I see. No, never mind.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm looking at them now. I can see that there's fangs.
Yeah, it's just an old sculpt, so you're suffering that. But then you just have different tiers of vampire based on their age and studies, right? So Blood Knights are just your shock troop vampire. They're super rare, obviously. Like when I say Soulblight Army, it's not going to be hundreds and hundreds of vampires. I want it to be...
No, of course not. You can't have an army of vampires. Vampires are who are in charge.
Exactly.
You got to have lesser vampires and then vampire thralls down below.
Exactly.
Now, I don't think I would want to see them get a battle line that is too swarmy, unless they use zombies for it.
They have 2 different approaches to it. They have the old Warhammer Fantasy approach, where you'd literally only have 1 or 2 vampires in your army that were like unbeatable. They were faster than anything on the field, like that kind of like old school vampire. And then
They had the Blood Knights in that though, right?
They did.
But they're lesser vampires.
But they were lesser. They were like very young. They're experienced, but they're not strong vampires. They're not. They're similar stats to, if I had to compare them to anything in fantasy, there was vampire lords, then there was vampire heroes, which were like 2 wounds and like better stats. These were like a little bit weaker than the vampire hero.
like a vampire elite.
Exactly. Yeah. But those were like
And then the rest of your army was what? Zombies?
skeletons, zombies, chaff, like the things they commanded.
It's funny because like I know that would keep to their theme that you could be surrounded by skeletons and zombies, but part of me is like, I just don't want that to be their army because I've had enough of that with all your other. It's just like they just do the same thing. It's
Absolutely.
like what's all the different?
I would like a
armies?
change.
There's this army with lots of skeletons, and this army with lots of skeletons. You know what would be cool? I read a book called Nagash the Undying King. It's a novel, Age of Sigmar novel. It's back before Nagash came back, when he was still. He had been.
Are we talking Warhammer Fantasy?
No, Age of Sigmar.
Okay.
I can't remember if it's like before he came back for the first time ever, like in Age of Myth, or if it was some other time. It doesn't matter. It's before. At this point, he's been defeated. I think he was defeated by Sigmar or something, and now he's licking his wounds, but he's really actually been scattered, and he's slowly coalescing into his being. And what it follows is a group of people who live in the realm of death. And the antagonist is Maggotkin of Nurgle, and you actually they're under like some sort of order that make you think they used to be Bretonnians. Actually, I remember that because they talk about all their order stuff, and it sounds very much like the Knights Order of the Bretonnians. But whatever that is, it doesn't matter. But the cool thing, what I'm getting to, is they're people. They are not undead. They're not necromancers.
Exactly.
They're people.
They live in the realm of death.
But they live in the realm of death, and there's 2 things about them. First off, I think Neferata actually shows up. And she just talks to them. She helps them because they worship death, and so they respect their ancestors. And in times of need, they raise their ancestors from the dead to march in battle. But it's like skeletons. They're remnants of their ancestors. So I would love to see a Soulblight army that harnesses that. That like it's like there's vampires, but then there's mortals.
Yes, so I think that you were on the same
Not
page.
just thralls, not just vampire thralls who are just like, yes, I love you so much, suck my blood. It's like, no, it's
like actual standing human army.
Standing human army. So then you can have your elites, you could have the Blood Knights still in there as, lesser armies or lesser vampires, but then you can have people, not skeletons and zombies. And you could still maybe have skeletons and zombies. Heck, make them not battle line. That would be interesting. Skeletons and zombies, not battle line. And then have your battle line be the Blood Knights and the people, or maybe the Blood Knights are only battle line if a vampire is a general.
Sure.
And you could actually have no vampires in the whole thing, and it's just they're
the people of Shaiish.
That would be an interesting twist. You just said Shaiish, so I just sh in my mouth. That would be an interesting twist because it would allow you to see. Because one thing that I really liked about the book is it allowed you to see people can live in the realm of death. Because you always wonder, how do you live in the realm of death? That's the afterlife.
Right.
It's like, yeah, they live, and when they die, they're bound to that same location to be raised as protectors of their descendants, which is a really cool lore, and it paints them not as bad guys. Because right now, Nagash is just the big idiot that destroyed the realm of death and how cool it was.
The realm of death is my favorite realm because of the way I picture it. Very Victorian era.
But that's only
Gothic.
parts of it. That's only parts of it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because if you have the Vikings, when they die, they'll go to a Viking heaven or hell.
Right.
And I know there's not Vikings in Age of Sigmar, but that's what I mean. Like some Fire Slayers
Marauders
die.
are kind of like Vikings.
But it's basically whatever you think is what your afterlife is going to be. That it coalesces. If there's enough people that believe that, it coalesces in the realm of death. So there wouldn't. The whole thing wouldn't be Gothic.
It's true. My favorite part of it is the Gothic part.
There is definitely a Gothic city in it because I think it's her city.
New Lamia?
I think so. I think it's there.
I can never pronounce that.
I don't remember. I know there's like one of the vampire queens, and I'm pretty sure it's her, Neferata, has a city there. And it's basically the city from Warhammer Fantasy.
Which would have been Egyptian in theme, I think, because it is a Nehekhara.
Maybe. But I seem to remember there's at least that. So you do have some of that. So you have a whole variety of what it would look like. There's forests, there's mountains, there's rivers and lakes and oceans. But there's obviously the permutation of death magic through the whole thing. So everywhere you go, you're more likely to come across skeletons and zombies. Whereas like the realm of beasts, you'll come across big monsters. Like that's kind of in the realm of fire. everything's going to be hotter, but it could be like rainforest hot or desert hot or volcanoes.
Not
or,
like sun hot.
It's not, well, like sun could, it could
There
be,
could be sun hot, but
it
like
could
not
be baking
everywhere.
desert hot, or it could be...
So I mean like surface of the sun.
Yeah, like think of it like think of all the stuff around the equator of the Earth. That's
Right.
the realm of fire. It's all hot, but there's still normal places to live there too.
I think it's a little jarring because of the names of them, like realm of death, right? You don't think of like, oh, it could be like we could be in the, like, you know, whatever.
Well, and let's face it, when it first came out, it was very undefined, and they didn't do a very good job at the beginning of letting you even know what it looked like there. And there's still some, like Realm of Light, we still haven't seen much of what it looks like. They have like very abstract looking pictures. So we're left with that problem too, that it was new lore, so they needed lots of time to come out with novels and artwork. And even now, they still, like even the Age of Sigmar role-playing game, all the stuff they've come out with is usually Realm of Fire. Like they keep going back to the same spots and developing further, like the shadow, like the Firestorm campaign, whatever that was, the one big region. Like there's usually one region in each realm that they've done, but it's the Realm of Fire, Realm of Death, and Realm of Life that seem to have the most work done on them. Anyway, so that's what I would love to see with Soulblight. So
Right.
I think I interrupted you though.
Well,
what do you want to see in Soulblight?
I want to see something similar. I want to see the same. I understand that it might not be the Gothic aesthetic, but I would like to see the same Gothic aesthetic. As far as I know, pertaining to Soulblight, narratively, how they perform in Age of Sigmar, they act as Nagash's agents of espionage.
Yes, definitely Neferata is one of those.
Right. So what they do is they integrate themselves into other societies, typically human, and they just live there forever, manipulating, pulling strings in Nagash's name. And if they are ousted or if they need to, they raise an army of subjects that worship Nagash, almost like a cult in a way. They can, or they all or there's like a lot of them in a society. They'll all amass together and attack the city if they need to. Like now it's time for it to fall. Like, you know, you go there, pull that trigger. You go over there, you set that up, and then they'll make the city fall in one night. It's mostly espionage. They don't, as far as I know, they don't march to war that much. They're usually
Well, see, that's
cloak
what
and
I mean.
dagger.
That's what I mean, though. Like
Yeah.
in the book, it wasn't the vampires marching to war,
Right.
But a couple vampires came and helped them.
So like, what do they look like in an Age of Sigmar war game marching to war? I would like to see like vampires being absolutely terrifying. I want to be able to put a vampire on the table and have my opponent be like, I have to think of how to deal with him. And then have the rest be humans with crossbows, humans with swords and shields, sure, whatever. It could be.
But they'll all be decked.
Yes, they'll
in
look different.
Gothic-looking
yes,
things,
absolutely.
right?
You can, I wouldn't. I also wouldn't. I wouldn't mind having units of vampires like Blood Knights. That's perfectly fine. But I would love to have Blood Knights on foot as well.
Yes.
Heavily armored on foot, like a unit of like no more than 15, maybe. I guess I don't know. Whatever. Sure. I want them to be expensive and very elite. I don't want it to be like, here's my unit of 40 vampires.
Yeah.
I don't want that whatsoever. I want them to feel my only gripe with Soulblight right now is, sure, they hit hard, but they don't. I want them to be more points, be more durable, inspire more fear. I want them to be more elite. I want it to be like, you're bringing 2 units of Blood Knights. Yikes.
Yeah. Like right now, that's just a -1 bravery banner, right? It's like,
Right,
I'm gonna hit you
exactly.
with -1 bravery. It's like cool, but maybe like an extra thing flees, or you can do things that literally affect battle shock, which would be interesting.
I feel like this guy's pretty close to what I would want the vampire. He's very self-sustaining. He can go in, go out, heal a bunch, and Matthew said it off camera, but he performs very well on his own. He doesn't need support of hordes or anything nearby him.
And I wrapped him. I
Yeah.
had a lot of 3 attack. Like that was a good example of something you don't want to happen to your monsters, is getting wrapped by a unit of 25mm bases with lots of attacks.
Exactly. And he actually came out. I think he killed all of them on his own.
He did.
Yeah, he killed all 30 on his own. He walked out with 10 wounds.
Probably would have had more by the end.
So that's what I want the vampire leader to perform in a Soulblight army. And you know what?
I'd like this model to go away for Soulblight, though. Leave that for your...
Oh, the other guys? Yes.
Yeah, like you have like these models, but these
This
ones...
is technically half and half because he's got the back of the Crypt Flayer, but he's got the head of the Vargeist.
Yeah, I mean, like, kind of... That belongs to me in Flesh Eater courts.
Absolutely, right?
Because
Like
the Flesh Eater courts are the ones that are mutated into God. I know that... There's all sorts of vampire lore out there, right?
Absolutely.
You got from Twilight, where their skin sparkles and they're just really fast, all the way to like Van Helsing, the movie with Viggo Mortensen, where he like turns into a literal bat monster creature.
Right.
Like he doesn't turn into just a bat, like because that's like the original Dracula, he would just turn into a little bat, right, and flap around.
Right. There's different.
Or a mist. He'd turn into a mist,
Yeah.
but he wouldn't turn into a big horrifying bat.
There's Nosferatu type vampires as well. There's the Dracula style.
And I'm thinking the ones from Skyrim, like Elder Scrolls Skyrim, they
Right.
would turn into something that looks like that Vargeist.
if they don't feed, right? That's the or they.
Oh, no,
is that
they would
will?
like to.
I'm thinking The Witcher. The Witcher has different tiers of vampire. There's different breeds of vampire first of all, but if you don't feed, the less you feed, the more feral and powerful you become.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so so that one could fit in that aesthetic. It's just, they've already got a place for it. I think that's the other thing I'm kind of tired of. And at the same time, I love...
It's death using everything.
It's funny because like in my Order armies, I love for Cities of Sigmar that they have a way to bring in allies without them being allies. And yet with the Death one, I'm tired of it because it's just, no matter which Death army I'm playing against, it feels like it's the same thing.
Oh, yeah,
It's something, there's a big blob of something that hit like a ton of bricks, even though they don't look like they should, like skeletons, and they just come back, and you can't kill them all. Right. And that's just, I don't want to see that for Soulblight. Let's do something different. Because can you think of any of your Death armies right now that don't do that?
No, you're 100% right.
Night Hunt do it the least.
Right.
Flesh Eater Court second best, but then Bone Reapers and Legions of Nagash.
They're almost
infinite
identical.
models.
Yeah,
Infinite models.
they're near identical.
Like bring mortals, have zombies and skeletons, not BATTLELINE.
Sure. It could even be like an ally option if they
No,
wanted
it's
to.
not BATTLELINE.
Or
But,
not
yeah, like a
battle.
1 in
Yes,
4.
Exactly. Sure.
Yeah, because allies you can only. I didn't even know this until the other day. Allies, you can only bring 1 in 4 allies. Did you know that?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
I
Nobody.
think
You never hit that limit, but I actually never even knew that rule existed. I thought it was just a points limit, but it's 1 in 4. But and that's outside of pitched battles. In pitched battles, then they add the points limit as well. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting.
I think we're on the same page though for what we want to see in Soulblight. I pretty much just want to see vampires on foot that are very elite and expensive that have cool, powerful rules. I want to be able to put a vampire lord on the table and have him be awe-inspiring and immediately respected.
Foot, medium mount, big mount, but just not the Terrorgeist or a zombie dragon.
That's a zombie dragon.
Yeah, give him something else.
Sure.
Or a new zombie dragon kit.
Sure, it could be completely different. Right? It is like as long as he's
Like,
got
look at Neferata, right? This is not even a new model, but
it's very unique, right?
They got a nice new type of mount.
And Dread Abyssal, I believe it's
Something
called.
like that.
Abyssal Beast. It's something Abyssal.
Yeah, doesn't have to be that mount because that's special to the
Mortarch.
Mortarchs,
Yeah, they're
but-
gifted to Mortarchs.
Yeah, but it could be some same idea. Although the zombie dragon is cool, but that model is a little.
That's from
dated.
Warhammer Fantasy, right?
It's
That's
dated.
why he's on there because it would be the Ghoul Kings rode on the Terrorgeist, and
Right.
and these guys always rode on zombie dragons.
Yeah, we need to do a kit for that then.
Absolutely. I
Even
would
if it's still
expect,
zombie dragon Terrorgeist, that's fine. New kit though.
I would expect if the Soulblight army came out, it'd be like new kits across the board. It'd be.
I would hope so.
It would, yeah, absolutely be. I mean,
New bat swarms, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. Those guys
They're
are
not horrible, but
they're not great either.
yeah.
Yeah, the bat swarms are old. But
definitely bat swarms.
These are old.
And definitely big giant bats.
Yeah, these guys would have to be on bigger bases. They'd have to
Ooh,
be bigger.
vampires riding bats.
Sure.
Or
it could be.
mortals riding bats.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you had to go a little more fantastic for Age of Sigmar, right?
I guess you would.
Because
have
even
to.
when they brought back the pointy helmed
Pointy ears.
elves or pointy,
Yeah.
no, the pointy hat
Pointy elves.
the pointy elves, they still Age of Sigmar-fied them. You know, they put the moo cows and everything. They gave them
Right.
hammers. Like, what the heck was it?
Yeah,
Elf doing a
crazy
hammer.
helmets.
Yeah, ridiculous
Yeah.
helmets, ridiculously long spears.
Yep.
It's like, oh, those things are gonna break so bad. So you still have to do that with this. So you do it by sticking some mortals riding bats.
Yep, and then they're gonna
Big,
have.
crazy looking bats.
They're going to be very intricate, very cool looking models. I'm excited. I'm sure a lot of I don't know. I hope I'm hyping people up.
I know, but we don't even.
I know.
They're gonna come out. It's like, yeah, new book. It's just the same stuff here. You have one new unit. You're like, oh, and they bring skeletons and zombies, whatever. I don't care.
You bring skeletons and zombies. I mean, that would be true to their Warhammer Fantasy.
Sure, but we're not in Warhammer
Yeah,
Fantasy anymore,
exactly.
right?
I want something new too. Yeah.
If you want to know the distinct difference between Fantasy and Age of Sigmar, if you're putting aside any of the people being upset about it, whatever, is that Age of Sigmar is way higher fantasy.
Insanely higher fantasy.
Yes, and so you've got to dial up the way the models look, the way the story writes, all those things.
Warhammer Fantasy
Fantasy,
is pretty
as
big.
much as it was pretty fantastic, was grounded in a lot more, I'm going to quotation, reality. Like it felt more down to earth. It wasn't quite as fantastic, which, has its own draw. And I'm not saying anything against that, because I played D&D in the Forgotten Realms, which is very kind of similar. It's high magic, but
Right.
day to day is just normal day to day.
I can't think of another setting. I don't know too many of them, but like Age of Sigmar has got to be the highest fantasy setting that I know of.
Well, you're going to get some other crazy settings out there, but I'm trying to think of some right now.
Like
But a lot
fantasy specifically, not so much
because
sci-fi.
if you get into you get into anime stuff, you're going to get more fantastic, and you
I
can
guess,
you
yeah.
can get some fantasy anime stuff that gets obviously dialed up to 11. No problem. But if we're talking about non-anime stuff, yeah, they probably exist.
I mean, books mostly, and
Like something that's super popular, like that's mainstream. And I
might be
don't know of
something
any.
that's
Like except for certain settings in Dungeons and Dragons, like Eberron could be considered a little more, but it's more steampunk. Age of Sigmar definitely has steampunk elements to it, but it's not a steampunk setting.
Age of Sigmar's got like a little bit of everything.
We could talk about this forever. In fact, maybe we should just make a show where we sit down and talk about crap. I'm sure people would watch that because you got to watch something while you're painting, right?
It's almost as if we have to sit and talk, I suppose, but we don't bounce ideas off each other in that one too much.
Yeah, it's hard to do it formally though. Anyways, now we're tangenting the tangent.
Yeah,
I hope that you enjoyed that. Games
Exactly.
Workshop, Soulblight soon, please. I'm on board with that being the next Age of Sigmar army. Just putting my 2 cents out there.
Sick, thank you.
So, you know, because I own none of the company.
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah. Well, these are technically all Matt's models too. Like he could take
Well,
the
they're MiniWarGamings.
Yeah.
I'm not the full owner of MiniWarGaming.
Oh, it's Matt
I'm only
Mini's
50% owner of MiniWarGaming.
I play with the studio collection because I got none of my own.
This actually makes me want to paint up, like have a new Soulblight army painted up because these are so old.
Yeah, but you can't get new models. That's
I don't care. They could be painted nicer though.
I think these are fine. Are these?
They're all chipped.
Okay,
See how chipped they are?
the tails need a new layer of black. Yeah, that's about it. Because the actual like lead belchers is actually
No, the paint job is fine.
Yeah,
You're right.
I like this guy is technically you had him painted up a year and a half ago.
Is that it?
Yeah, he's pretty new. It was something I requested to add to the
Things come
Soulblight
out
army.
so quickly
Yeah.
that everything feels super old.
Well, like
Because
okay,
I've said that before. I'm like, oh man, yeah, this Battletom's old. People are like, what are you talking about? That came out a year ago. And I'm like,
this
oh, geez, it's only been a
old.
year.
This model's old, but you had this commission painted.
No,
recently.
I get that.
Yeah.
Everything feels like I've done it a million years ago.
Oh, I get that. Yeah, I mean, especially with the speed of releases, like you think, oh, 40K slowing down, cool. And here's 5 Age of Sigmar books, and vice versa.
Yes, exactly.
Anyways, folks, bye. We're gonna go. We'll see you guys next time for more Age of Sigmar content. Happy wargaming.